International E-Workshop on Foreign Scholarship Opportunities. Today, we have distinguished guest where President of the program is our favorite and Honorable Principal, Dr. Lakshman P. Shinde, Chief Guest and Inaugurator as CA, Dr. Praveen Patil Sir, who is Vice President and currently Acting President of Nanded Education Society, and who is the mastermind behind the various ideas which are transforming our college as well as society. And also, I welcome Dr. Pradeep Pachpule sir as guest of honor, whose biodata indeed speaks a lot. I once again welcome all the dignitaries, and I also remember the patrons, including President of Nanded Education Society, Dr. Venkatesh Jikabde, Secretary Madam Mrs. So Shamalta Ipatke Madam, Joint Secretary Advocate Prapul Agrawal. Without their blessings, this program cannot be completed. I welcome all the dignitaries on this virtual dais, and at the beginning, I remember the words of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, which reminds us that learning gives creativity, creativity leads to thinking, thinking provides knowledge, and knowledge makes you great. With this inspiring quote from our very favorite missile man and one of the best presidents we ever have, I am honored to welcome you all on the behalf of Department of Physics and Electronics of Science College Nanded for to the second edition of International E-Workshop on Foreign Scholarship Opportunities IEWFSO 2026. Before we proceed further, it is our solemn duty to remember, revere, and bow our heads in the deep respect before the founding chairman of this institution, spiritual leader, educationist, and a great leader who Swamiji dedicated his life in awakening self-respect and dignity with the liberation of Marathwada region from the clutches of Nawabs of Hyderabad, that is Nizam Shahi, and also through the education in the Marathwada region. In his own visionary words, he said that education is the instrument through which a society awakens its self-respect and builds its future. With folded hands and humble hearts, we offer our respectful pranam to his sacred memory. And one of the greatest personalities India ever witnessed, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, also the chief architect of Indian Constitution, who reminded us that cultivation of mind should be the ultimate aim of human existence, which means education must empower thinking and not just the qualification. Now, now talking about the international workshop, the International E-Workshop on Foreign Scholarship Opportunities is a student-centric initiative organized by Nanded Education Society Science College Nanded as part of the 75th Amrit Mahotsav of the Nanded Education Society. The aim of this workshop is to create awareness about prestigious international scholarships, fellowships, funded PhD programs, and global research opportunities available for Indian students across Europe, Asia, and other regions. Over the years, it has been observed that many talented students are not aware of major fellowship schemes like DAD, JSPS, Humboldt, Erasmus Mundus, Marie Curie, Taiwan, Japan fellowships, nor do they know how to prepare important documents such as SOPs, academic CVs, research proposals, and professor communication emails. IEWFSO was started to bridge this awareness and preparation gap. Last year's IEWFSO 2025 received 200 plus participants from different regions and resulted in 4 students securing fully funded PhD fellowship in Europe, Japan, and Taiwan, respectively. This year's IEWFSO 2026 again received more than 200 registrations from within the India and abroad, and the workshop website recorded notable international traffic showing the growing interest in global academic opportunities. This year's speakers include Professor Pradeep Pachpule, who is that ambassador, Humboldt Fellow, JSPS Fellow, and a faculty at SN Bose Center, Kolkata. I welcome him. on behalf of all the organizing team, who will speak on pathways to the international research fellowships and collaborations. Mr. Raju Kendre, founder, Eklave India Foundation, Chevening Fellow, German Chancellor Fellow, Force 30 under 30, who will speak on breaking barriers in global education and fellowship preparation. Dr. Megha Deshmukh, scientist at scientist training in Europe, Erasmus Mundus Scholar, and Mary Sklodowska Curie postdoctoral fellow, who will share her global academic journey, especially inspiring for women in science. And Dr. Last but not the least, the Dr. Balaji Gole, MSc fellow, South Korea, who will guide students on foreign career opportunities and international research ecosystems. The workshop will cover scholarships and fellow structures, application timelines, eligibility, documentation, SOP, and CV preparation, professor communication, and guidance on shaping international academic careers. Overall, IWFSO IWFSO provides practical insights directly from fellowships, recipients, and researchers who have successfully navigated these global opportunities, making it a meaningful platform for students and young researchers. Now, moving forward, let us remember the words of Nelson Mandela, the anti apartheid leader, socialist leader, and former president of South Africa. Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Indeed, education today is the strongest bridge between local talent and global platforms. Now, to formally begin with the inaugural session, I now request Mr. Avinash Ghadge, Head of Department of Physics and Electronics, to deliver the welcome address and highlight the department's contribution. Sir, we respectfully invite you to address the gathering.
Thank you, sir. I'm audible.
Yes.
Good afternoon to one and all. On the behalf of the Department of Physics and Electronics, it is gives me the immense pleasure and honor to welcome to all the International E-Workshop on Foreign Scholarship Opportunities 2026. I am Mr. Avinash Ghadge, Head Department of Physics and Electronics, and it is indeed a proud moment for us to organize this prestigious international academic event aimed to guiding and motivating students and young researchers toward the global academic research opportunities. At this juncture, I would like to briefly highlight the legacy and academic strength of our department. The Department of Physics is one of the oldest department of the college, established in 1951, along with the inception of institute, keeping pace with technological advancement. The electronic discipline was introduced in 1982, the postgraduate course in physics, commerce in 1989, and well-equipped research laboratory was established in 1991. The department imparts quality education and academic guidance at the both undergraduate and postgraduate level, with specialization in electronics, and it's also the recognized research laboratory. uh, our alumni have made the proud by the holding the prominent position in academic in India and abroad. The strong academic and research culture has inspired us to organize international level programs such as the present workshop. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed patrons for their constant encouragement and visionary leadership. Honorable Dr. Venkatesh Kabde, President Nanded Education Society Nanded, today's chief guest, Honorable Dr. C.A. Praveen Patil Sir, Vice President, Nanded Education Society, Nanded. Honorable So Shyamal Patki Madam, Secretary, Nanded Education Society, Nanded. Honorable Praful Agrawal, Joint Secretary, Nanded Education Society, Nanded, and all GC members. Their support has always been guiding force behind the academic growth of our institute. I extremely my respectful welcome to our convener, Professor Dr. Lakshman P. Shinde, Principal, Science College, Nanded, whose academic vision and leadership have made this workshop possible. I also warmly welcome our co-convener, Professor Dr. Aruna Shukla, and Mr. Eknath Khilare, Vice Principal, Science College, Nanded, for their continuous guidance and encouragement. We are highly pleased to have with the distinguished speaker and guests who have achieved the remarkable success at the international level. I extended a cordial welcome to today's guest of honor, Professor Pradeep Panchpule, Associate Professor, SN Bose Center, Kolkata, and Mr. Raju Kendre, founder and CEO, Eklavya India Foundation. Also, Dr. Megha Deshmukh, scientist trainee, FTMC Europe. Also, Dr. Balaji Gule, UNIST South Korea. Your presence will be certainly inspire our student and research scholar by providing valuable insights into the international scholarship, fellowship, and global academic opportunities. I am confident that this workshop will be immediately beneficial and will act as a guiding platform for aspiring scholarship. Finally, I express my sincere thanks to all organizing committee members, faculty colleagues, technical team, participants of their wholehearted support and active participants. Once again, I warmly welcome you all and wish the International E-Workshop on Foreign Scholarship Opportunity 2026 a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. As we transition, let us recall the words of Helen Keller, a global symbol of courage and collaboration. She said, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." By arranging such programs, our principal sir has gathered all the new faculties in collaborating such events in a positive manner. So this perfectly reflects the spirit of teamwork behind today's program. And also, I remember the quote from Jawaharlal Nehru, India's first Prime Minister and strong advocate of higher education. The universities are places where the future of the nation is shaped. So, and the opportunities don't happen, you create them. So, now I welcome it is my honor to invite our guest of honor, Professor Pradeep Pachpule sir, DAD Germany Research Ambassador and faculty at SN Bose National Center for Basic Sciences, Kolkata. As we welcome him, let us remember the words of Louis Pasteur, pioneer of modern science. Science knows no country because knowledge belongs to the humanity. Sir, we request you to kindly address the gathering.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Well,
Yes, sir, it's audible. Yes.
yeah. Okay, and my screen is also visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Okay, first of all, yeah, it's great honor to be here, and I'm grateful to the Lord Sir as well as the Gadge Sir for kind introduction to the college, as well as for having me here. I'm very thankful to Vijay for the invitation, and yeah, respected guest as well as the principal sir and other dignitaries here. It's my great pleasure to be here. I belong to Maharashtra and I owe something to Maharashtra as well. So although I'm working here, so I have a great respect for the science and as much as the things what are happening around in the Maharashtrian science. And this is one of the attempt through which I'm trying to reach to the people and students of Maharashtra and deliver the message that there are a lot of opportunities. We just need to be open and then try to attempt open scenarios. So currently, I'm working as a DAD research ambassador. So that meaning most of the DAD operation. This is the DAAD, which is the institution which have.
Sir,
Yes. Can you hear me?
Dr. Pradeep sir.
Yes. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So it's my pleasure to be here again.
I
And
think there is a technical problem at their end. Now,
No,
I
no, sir.
request
Gulav sir.
chief guest
Gulav
of
sir.
today's program and in okay. Okay, sir, I request Dr. Pradeep Pachwale, sir, to kindly address this inauguration session. And your session, the keynote talk, will be at 1 o'clock. Now, I request you to kindly share your thoughts on this inauguration session.
Can you
Dr. Pradeep
see,
Pachwale.
can you see my slides already?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah, I think there is a problem at the Doliver sir's end only. And okay,
Yeah, it's a visible, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, okay, everything is fine. Okay, then yeah, it's my pleasure again. So thank you for inviting me. And yeah, me and Dr. Vijay had a interaction when he was visiting to our center in 2000 in last year, and it was great pleasure to have him here. And then when he invited and asked me that, can you give one talk to the students? Yeah, it's my great pleasure again because I know the fellowships which DAAD from Germany is offering, and I will be happy to assist in any of these scenarios if you all need any help. So today, so to introduce myself, I'm Dr. Pradeep Pashpile. I did my master's from Solapur University. So I'm one of among all of you guys. And yeah, it's my pleasure to be here again and then, guide the people from back in Maharashtra. And so after finishing my master's, I was a PhD at NCL Pune. After that, I did my postdoc in Japan as a JSPS postdoctoral fellow, and I was again Humboldt fellow in Germany. After that, I joined as a assistant professor here in SN Bose National Center of Basic Sciences, which is a Department of Science and Technology funded center. And so currently I'm working as an associate professor here in the same place. And from last 3 months, I'm working as a DIAD research ambassador. And my role here is to guide the students, reach to them, and then tell them what are the opportunities available. So before going into the details, so this is the place where I am currently. I am currently working here. Most probably all of you are somewhere here, and then I'm working in Kolkata. So Kolkata is called as a city of joy. So it's known for the very classic infrastructure such as Victoria Memorial, Howrah Bridge, trams, and all the infrastructure which is necessary for the scientific. It have 22 institutions in the one city. So that way also institution is very the city is also very vibrating, and it's known for its food culture as well as you can see a lot of landmark which has been left behind by the Britishers. So very beautiful infrastructures all around the city. So I work in institution called SN Bose National Center of Basic Sciences. It is founded in 1986, which is not even 40 years by now, and it is supported by Department of Science and Technology. We are a very small institution with 32 faculties. We have almost 160 PhD students, 60 postdocs, some master student, a batch of 20 students is there. And this institution is named after the great physicist Satyendranath Bose, who is very well known about his Bose-Einstein condensation, which he had with Professor Einstein, Nobel laureate, and one of the greatest of the physicists. So this is our institution. From front side, this is one of the photograph which has been taken recently. And as name suggests, we work mostly on the basic sciences, and one of the area where we also concentrate a bit more on the chemistry, which I'm doing in this institution. So just to give a little bit idea, and I will directly switch my gears to the presentation about the DAAD. I work on the extended crystalline organic materials, which are called as covalent organic frameworks. So these are the materials which are synthesized by the reversible condensation of monomers, which first form the oligomers, then they form the bigger oligomers, and finally they give the covalent organic frameworks, which are synthesized through covalent bonding. They are crystalline materials. They are highly porous. Their pore sizes could be tuned, and they are thermally and chemically stable as well. And because of their easy synthesis and interesting properties, these materials can be applied for different applications such as CO2 reduction, photocatalysis, energy storage, and optoelectronics as well. I will not go into the details. These are my these are some of my publications which are there, so you can go through these publications to get more details about the the research I do in this institution. So going ahead, so what are the options of doing the PhD in Germany? So this is next 45 minutes or so, I will be talking about what are the options to do the PhD in Germany and what we can do in around there. Okay, so recently I have taken a role as a DAD ambassador. So that meaning most of the information, most of the proposals will be going through us.
Pradeep
So,
sir?
yes, yes. Can you not hear me? What is happening? I'm sorry.
Hello,
Hello, yeah, can you hear
Dr.
me?
Pradeep. Yes, yes. Sir, you can share thoughts on this workshop in 5 minutes. After the
Sir,
inauguration session, we will specially have your keynote session.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, you can continue. Sorry, I thought that I will be
No, sir,
starting right away.
you can share your thoughts
Yeah, sure.
on
Yeah,
this
okay. First of
workshop.
all, okay. In that case, it's I will stop the sharing. Okay. Yeah. Sorry for that. Okay. Yeah. This is great opportunity and this is great initiative as well. So we are all of you are putting efforts to bring the students from the background there and guiding them. And I'm very happy to know that already 4 students have got the PhD fellowships as well. Thank you so much for organizing all of this and thanks for the invitation.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful and globally enriching address. Now, I invite our chief guest and inaugurator of today's workshop, so Honorable Dr. C. A. Praveen Patil, sir, Vice President, Nadir Education Society and Acting President, Nadir Education Society. Leadership in education demands vision and courage. Sir's vision and support have always strengthened academic initiatives of the society and especially of this college of ours. As Jawaharlal Nehru once said, the policy of being too cautious is greatest risk of all. Sir, the virtual dais is yours.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
First of all, I pay my sincere homage to our founder chairman of Nanded Education Society, a great freedom fighter, Swami Ramananji Tirth. Dear faculty members and dear students, a very warm welcome of all of you for today's program, which is focused on international education, scholarship, and global research. Guidance is very important in a life to walk successfully on a guided path. So this is very important session, we can say, which will guide us for getting a scholarship, fellowship, even funded for PhD programs. If all of you remember Mahabharata, even an expert like Arjun has taken a guidance of Bhagwan Sri Krishna. Without his guidance, the victory was not possible for Pandavas. Like that, for getting a scholarship, fellowship, funding, proper guidance is required. And we shall know the various paths available for a success, for a career. So we are honored to have with us Professor Pradeep Pachphule, DAD Ambassador, Humboldt Fellow, GSPS Fellow, and faculty at SN Bose Center, Kolkata, whom we have listened just now. I welcome him. He is expert in addressing us on pathways to international research fellowship and collaborations. I welcome another speaker, Mr. Raju Kendre, the founder CEO of Eklavya Indian Foundation, who will guide us to all of us how to choose the right country and course for studying abroad. This is a very important topic because foreign countries, we don't know which country will be suitable, which country will be safe. And therefore, while choosing the perfect country, guidance is required. And I hope Mr. Raju Kendre will guide to all of you on this particular topic, especially when there is a global unrest. We know that Ukraine and Russia are fighting, as well as USA is also attacking on Iran. In such a situation, we must choose a correct country where we will be safe. If we will be safe, then we can progress. So therefore, choosing the correct country is a very important task, I think. We also have with us Dr. Megha Deshmukh, scientist, trainee at FTMC, Vilnius, Lithuania, and recipient of Erasmus Mundus and Marie Curie fellowships. She will also guide us on preparing CVs, SOPs, and documents for international scholarship. So without guidance, if we fill up the CVs and SOPs, then we may not get the anticipated funding, anticipated scholarships. And therefore, the proper guidance is required. And I think Dr. Megha Deshmukh will guide you on this particular matter. And after her guidance, you will definitely get the fellowship, funding, etc. Another speaker joining her is Dr. Balaji Ghule, postdoctoral research associate at Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology, South Korea, and Marie Curie Fellow, who will speak on opportunities for postdoctoral research and international careers. So I welcome once again all the speakers who will definitely giving us information which will be value added for getting success, for getting the correct path, the correct way of our career, getting the fellowship, scholarship, funding, etc. So we are confident that today's session will provide valuable guidance and inspiration to our students and researchers. With this, I declare the program open and wish you all a fruitful learning experience. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, come to the final address of today's inaugural session, that is the presidential address. I invite the president of the today's program, Professor Lakshman P. Shinde, Principal Science College Nanded, to address the presidential address. Sir, the virtual dais is yours.
Yes, thank you, Srikant sir. Today's president, Praveen Patil sir. Sorry. Sorry. I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Audible.
Yes, sir.
Srikant sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sorry. Honorable, Honorable respected Praveen Patil sir, Vice President and now working President of Nanded Society Nanded. Respected speakers, Dr. Panch Phule sir, Dr. Raju Kendre sir, Dr. Megha Deshmukh madam, Balaji Ghule sir, esteemed faculty members, dear students and participants joining us from across India and abroad. Good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of NES Science College Nanded and Nanded Society, I am delighted to welcome you to the International E-Workshop on Foreign Scholarship Opportunities 2026. This workshop aligns with our commitment to academic excellence, global exposure, and student-centric learning especially as we celebrate the 75th Amrit Mahotsav of the Nanded University Society. In recent years, the landscape of higher education and research has increasingly become global. International scholarship, fellowship, and mobility programs have opened new academic and professional pathways for young minds. However, many students remain unaware of these opportunities, the application process, and the kind of preparation needed to competitive at the global level. I am pleased that this workshop aims to bridge that gap. We have with us eminent speakers who have distinguished themselves through prestigious fellowship. Their presence here today will certainly inspire our students to think beyond geographical boundaries, to dream higher and prepare themselves for international academic challenges. I am also glad to note that last year's edition of this workshop received an overwhelming response, resulting in several students securing full doctoral fellowship in Europe and Asia. This demonstrates both the need for such initiatives and the potential of our students when provided with proper guidance and mentorship. This year as well, with over 200 participants from different regions and the enthusiasm is clearly visible. Nanded Society Science Quotient, research culture, and innovation among students. We are proud of our legacy as a premier institution offering quality education, advanced laboratories, and academic programs affiliated to Swami Ramanand Tirth Marathoda University. Initiatives like IEWFSO contribute to the strengthening our vision of shaping globally competent graduates and researchers. I congratulate the organizing team for their sincere efforts, especially Dr. Vijay Kiran Narwade, and I extend my best wishes to all participants. I encourage you to actively engage, interact with the speakers, ask meaningful questions, and utilize this opportunity for your academic growth. With this, I formally inaugurate the International E-Workshop on Foreign Scholarship Opportunities 2026. Thank you and wish you all a fruitful and enriching experience. Thank you all. Thank you, Zuliar sir and Physics Department.
Thank you, sir. As Dr. B.R. Ambedkar once said, freedom of mind is the real freedom. As uh, he delivered our freedom from by making people aware what their rights and writing the greatest constitution of world. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar fought for us, and same our founder chairman, Swami Ramanand Tirth, who also liberated us from the clutches of the Nizam Shahi. And as a global human rights leader, Eleanor Roosevelt beautifully said that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So, for moving towards the final session, that is vote of thanks for the inaugural session, I invite Mr. Rohit Gavit sir to kindly share vote of thanks.
Hello. Thank you, sir. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the president of this workshop, Professor Lakshman Shinde, sir, for his visionary leadership and constant encouragement, which made this uh, workshop possible. I extend my heartfelt thanks to the chief guest, Honorable uh, President Dr. Parveen Patil sir, for graciously inaugurating the workshop and sharing valuable insight on foreign scholarship opportunities, which will undoubtedly inspire and guide aspiring students. I am deeply thankful to our invited talk and keynote speaker, Professor Pradeep Panchpule sir, Raju Kendre sir, Dr. Megha Deshmukh ma'am, Dr. Balaji Gule sir for their unwavering support and guidance in organizing this meaningful academic initiative. I also sincerely acknowledge the Vice Principal Professor Uruna Sukla ma'am for her continuous encouragement, administrative support throughout the planning and execution of the workshop. And I also thanks Professor Avinash Shinde sir, Professor Borkar madam, and all departments, HODs, and my colleague uh, to participate this workshop. And my special appreciation goes to the organizing team, Department of Physics, HOD Avinash Gadge sir, Srikant Dulewad sir, Dr. Vijay Kiran Narwade sir, and their team for their dedicated efforts, meticulous planning, and teamwork, which assure the smooth and successful conduct of this online workshop. Their commitment has been essential in establishing a valuable learning platform for the student pursuing international scholarship opportunities. And once again, I extend my sincere thanks to all those involved for their invaluable contribution and support and students. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now we will moving ahead with the first keynote talk by Professor Pradeep Pachfule, sir. So, to his topic will be overview of global higher education and research opportunities. I invite Dr. Mr. Rohit Gavit, sir, to kindly introduce Professor Pradeep Pachfule, sir.
Thank you, sir. Uh, Today's keynote talk, Professor Dr. Pradeep Panchpule sir. Dr. Pradeep Panchpule sir is an associate professor at the SN Bose National Center for Basic Science, Kolkata. He is obtained his PhD from National Chemical Laboratory, Pune, and conducted postdoctoral research at the Advanced Institute of Industrial Science and Technology, Osaka, Japan, and subsequently at Technic University, Berlin, Germany. His group research lies at the intersection of the chemistry and material science. The group is focusing on designing synthesis covalent organic framework for use in energy and environmental applications. These include photocatalytic water splitting for hydrogen generation and production of hydrogen peroxide and organic transformation. Dr. Panchpule sir has made significant contributions in the field of photocatalysis, electrocatalysis, and energy storage, with special emphasis on sustainable hydrogen and hydrogen peroxide generation, CO2 reduction, and organic transformation. His work has been published in leading journals such as Nature, Chemistry, JACS, uh, Advanced Materials, Small, etc. And he has authored over 85 peer-reviewed publications. He is a recipient of prestigious fellowship, including the Alexander Wien Humboldt Fellowship and the JCPS Fellowship, and currently leads several nationally funded research projects. I request to Dr. Pradeep Panchapule sir to address the student. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for your introduction and kind words as well. Yeah, it's pleasure to be here again, as I mentioned before, and as I mentioned by Patil sir, that even though we have moved uh, quite a bit, but it's always we need to handhold each other and then um, uh, guide each other to go through to reach to better places. Okay, so uh, I already told what I do. So I work in the materials chemistry, which has just been introduced. So the part here which I would like to talk about is mostly about what are the opportunities of doing the PhD in Germany, and how we can reach to the places where we can get the fellowship, we can get the nice supervisors, and there are a lot of opportunities. So what I feel is that we all have the knowledge, and but we don't know how to use that. So I was one of you once upon a time. Had no idea, but the path came. I came across one opportunity which I held on, and I just went on exploring the different options in the areas of the chemistry materials. I did PhD in NCL. After that, I was in Germany, Japan, and lot other places. I'm still in connection with Germany, and due to my connections in Germany, I was being invited by Dad to the AAD to be a ambassador of the researcher and guide the new researcher from our area and India for the opportunities which are available in Germany. Okay, so moving into German Academic Exchange Service. So what does we have in India? So when I'm talking, mostly it's about the Asia, India, Bangladesh, Bhutan, and obviously Sri Lanka as well, and Nepal. So there are 6 offices in this region. One is in Delhi, one of that is in Pune. So you have very good access to that. And if you just go there with the appointment and you want some information, there are people who are sitting there. They can do the individual counseling. They will tell you about the opportunities. They arrange several information events which can be attended online, like what we are doing right now. There are possibilities of institutional visit via them. There are many web sessions, and there are possibilities of the scholarship through them as well. So we all work all together from different places. We offer all the guidances. We arrange different events through in person as well as sometimes in the web sessions as well. And we do offer for the institutional visit. We go to the institution as per the requirement, and we guide to the students as well. So this is first attempt, but we'll be definitely happy to come there one day and then talk to you all of you in person as well. So why Germany and what Germany offers to you? So yeah, I don't know how many of you know that, but jeans was been first discovered in Germany. This was a event wherein the mine workers wanted to have the rough and tough clothing. So they invented jeans. That was the invention long back in Germany. MP3, what all of us listen in the music, it was been invented in Germany. Contact lenses is German invention. Bicycle was also been first time discovered. Aspirin is all of us we take it whenever there is some headache or something, and which was been developed in Germany. These are just few. One of the recent one is the RNA, which all of us had this corona vaccine, which was been developed in Germany, and most of us have the fascination towards the German automobile, which is BMW, Mercedes, and so on and so forth. So Germany is known for their inventions. They are on the basic sciences as well as they are in the applicative sciences as well. And how does they do? They are good in the science, so obviously there must be some outcome in the form of the awards. And one of the main how do you generally say that some country is doing better than the other? So Germany have 34 Nobel Prizes already. 25 in the 34 in the chemistry, 25 in the medicine, 6 in peace, 33 in the physics, and literature there were 10, and economics there are 2. So Germany is contributed significantly to the science piece in the science areas, chemistry, physics, medicine, economics, and they are good in the academics. That's what I can say right now, and that's why you can see the outputs in the form of the Nobel laureates in Germany. So there is no doubt there is a great science happening in the Germany, and which I was been there for almost 5.5, 6 years roughly, and during that times what we found that they not only do the science but they do really good quality science. They really go to the deep root, and they try to bring the quality to the science what we do in general. So just few names which all of us know that. Uh, in physics, Klaus Hasselmann got the Nobel Prize in 2021. In chemistry, George B. Goodenough. All of us know that why he is known for the mobiles, what we are all using. The battery, lithium-ion battery, is first discovered by George Goodenough. He got the Nobel Prize in 2019. Reinhard Genzel, 2020. Chemistry, Benjamin List. Whenever we talk about the organocatalysis, which I am doing one of the part of my research, it was been started in Benjamin List. Herta Muller in the literature, medicine was Thomas C. Sudhoff and Robert Judgment for economics. So these are the few faces which all of us know and which all of us has heard some of the author. All right, so there must be some reason, and if, just because I'm telling that, you should not be believing that. What are the 5 major reasons to study in Germany? So they are very good. They have the excellence in research and teaching. The teaching methodologies are very good in Germany. And research is very good, as I have already told you that a lot of Nobel Prizes, a lot of original science and innovative science, a lot of applicative science in different areas, starting from energy storage to the automobiles. So they are excellent in the research as well as the teaching. They are right. They offer a wide range of the courses. So those courses could be in the arts. Those courses could be in the science. Those courses are offered in German as well as they are offered in the English as well. The close links between theory and practice. So they do believe that we should teach the theory in the lab, in the classrooms, and apply them in the laboratory. That is for the practicals. And development of personal and intellectual potential happens in Germany, and that is one of the reasons why a lot many people go to study in Germany. And it is one of the safe country as well as economically very, 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 very strong as compared to the many other countries all around the world. And most importantly, India have very good ties with the Germany. So we are with Germany very good terms. Humboldt Fellowship. So there are 2,500 Humboldt Fellows all over India, which have worked in Germany. They have been paid for 2 years, and they are working as a professors, researchers all over the world as well as all over India. So Germany have a very good science, and that is one of the most promising thing beside money, what I'm going to talk in few minutes. So what is the situation? Germany is very international. So there are 2.8 million students are from international. So among 2.8 million students are in Germany right away. That is 28 lakh students are there. Out of that, 13.2% students are international, and that has been increased significantly in last 2 years, and we are reaching to 20%. And it is one of the most popular destination in Europe. And interestingly, a majority chunk from this 13.2% comes from India. So how many are we there in Germany? So in 2020, we were 28,000, 29,000, I would say. And 2024, we had almost 60,000 students studying in Germany in different courses. It could be chemistry, it could be physics, it could be economics, it could be any subject you talk about. And in 2025, that number has reached beyond 60,000. So we are everywhere in Germany, and Germans like the attitude and the dedication of Indian students towards the science as well as the any subject you talk it for. So as compared to us, there are Bangladeshis, which are 8,000, Sri Lankan around 1,500, Nepalis are 2,500 or somewhere. Bhutan is a small country, so there are hardly any students, some 45 students altogether. Nothing to discuss here. But how does German landscape in the research work? So in Germany, there are 3 different partners. One is the university, which like what we have. There are research institutions like Max Planck and Fraunhofer. And third one is a partner, which is industrial research as well. And all these counterpart offer you a PhD fellowships or internships for that matter. University is a really big chunk. Research institutions like Max Planck and Fraunhofer, and they are also offer a lot of PhD positions. But interestingly, unlike India, where very few industries can offer, like Dr. Reddy's and others, industry also offers a lot of PhD position in Germany especially. So there are opportunities in universities, research institutions like Max Planck, and in some of the industries as well. So don't limit yourself just to the universities. Okay. So in India, there is something called Academic Evaluation Center, that is APS India, which is responsible for your checking the qualifications basically. So what does APS India do? This is their website. You can log in and check it at www.aps-india.de. This is working, and it is working on the a part of the science selection of the German embassy in New Delhi. So this is a part of the German embassy in New Delhi. And it works for the applicant with Indian qualifications to verify their documents and assess the applicant's eligibility for admission to German universities. So if you want to apply for the German fellowships, so please log into their website, ask them to check if your all documents are in order. They will guide you through the necessities. So APS India issues a certificate on completion of document verification, which is a prerequisite for applying for a student visa. So you can start this procedure simultaneously, so that if you get an opportunity from Germany, you can directly apply for the student visa, and which is one of the basic requirements in Germany. So what is the requirement for a candidate to the PhD in Germany? You need to have a master's degree, obviously. That is one of the requirement. You need to have the mark sheets, not only mark sheets, but you need to have the transcripts as well as the degree certificate, which are the prerequisite you want to apply for the PhD degree in Germany. Publications are welcome, but not necessary. So this is a topic where we can discuss a bit. So if you want to apply for the PhD degree in Germany, so they get a lot of application all around the world. So we are there, Middle East is around, Asian, lot many applications go from Asia, some South America, and all over the world. So how to be different? So to be different, if you can show that you have a co-authored publication, you have done a nice project on something very important subject. So in many of the times, what happens is that when you are giving an interview to a professor to be eligible for the PhD, they will ask you first question, okay, you have done a great in the academics. I can see your mark sheet, I can see your CV, but what was the project you have done? What was the research project you did before? So there are a lot of other opportunities where you can go for the research project in institutions like us, or IITs or ISERs, or even in universities. You should do a good quality science project, which will help you a lot when you want to have the PhD position in abroad. So like Dr. Nalaudi, who is just around us, around you there. So he was here for 2 months, and there were a lot of students at the same time from different universities, along with him doing the research project in our institution. Many of the institutions like us, we pay for the internships. We pay you for the internships, 12,000 rupees per month, along with the accommodation. Not only we, but there are a lot of institutions all over India which pay you, which will accommodate you for 2 months, and they will give you exposure to the research. And if you do good quality science, there are chances that sometimes you might get some publications as well. So on an average, I'm not comparing again here. On an average, any Bengali student who is doing a master's generally have 2 to 3 projects already under his belt or her belt. So they do master project during bachelor's, MSc first year, MSc second year. So somewhere or the other, they are very equipped to apply for the PhD programs. So my advice to all of you who are already in the process of bachelor's or even in the master's, please explore the options of the doing the nice projects all around the country. Don't restrict yourself to Maharashtra or somewhere around. Go around, they will pay you. Sometimes even if you are not getting paid, but it's worth paying experience where you can go explore some options, be a project student in that lab, do an intern, and explore opportunities of the science, know the science. So in addition to master degree, mark sheets, publication may or may not be there, you need to write one research proposal. So these two things are very well connected. If you know what exactly science you are supposed to do, then you will be able to write the research proposal very nicely as per the requirement of that particular lab who is going to host you. You need to have statement of purpose. Why do you want to go to that particular lab? Why do you want to go to Germany for doing the PhD? There should be letter of recommendation. So what I can see that all of your department, all of your colleagues are already there to support. But if you can have a nice proposal project, they will be able to write really nice recommendation letter. So TOEFL and IELTS, these are the English language proficiency test, which are not required, but better if you can have it, that will additional qualification with you, and APS if applicable. But many of the universities ask for the APS, which is a requirement for the PhD applications in Germany. So before applying, you need to have all of this list of the documents if you want to apply for the PhD position in Germany, especially. So in Germany, there are 2 ways. One could be the individual fellowship, one could be individual PhD, and there could be structured PhD as well. So I will go first with the individual PhD. Individual PhD meaning you want to do a PhD under a professor, and you are approaching that professor directly, and you are doing the rest of the documentation yourself. So there, identify the research topic in which area you would like to work. Somebody, let's say one of you is working in quantum and materials. So you need to go find it out in which university, which place, which professor is working in this particular topic. Go there, contact the potential supervisor. Not one, you can contact maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Not everybody will respond you, but at least somebody will respond you. Then you have to get an acceptance letter, and this acceptance letter can apply. This acceptance letter can be received. This is about the fellowship acceptance letter I'm talking about. So in between, there are a lot of steps which I will be talking to you. So first, once you find out the supervisor, contact the potential supervisor. So once you contact that person, he will tell you which research topic you would like to write a proposal. Then there will be multiple interactions happening back and forth. Once you finalize the proposal, you can submit to fellowships like which DAAD is offering. If your proposal is accepted, you will get acceptance letter. Then you can apply for the visa. In the other way, there is a structured PhD. You can go to the university's website already, and you can see that some professor already have a project funded by some funding agency. Like in India, we get from DST, CSIR, and they will advertise the position. You can also apply for that. Apply to that particular university. They will send you the admission letter, and you apply for the letter, and you can be in Germany direct ways. So one applying for the fellowship, so one apply for the PhD positions which are already available with the professors. All right. So there are universities for the PhD, as I was mentioning before. There are 150 universities which can confer the PhD in Germany. 150. So in Germany, only universities and technical universities can award a PhD degree. So you have to go to the universities such as TU Berlin, University of Bayreuth, TU Dresden. So all of these are the few names. They can offer you the PhD degrees. So what you can do, you can go to their university's website, you can check their programs, and you can apply for the PhD degrees. So PhD at Applied Sciences University is always awarded through a partner and university like TU, or PhD at non-university research institutes always awarded through a partner and TU. You don't have to worry too much already. So you go find a position, and your supervisors will be able to guide you through. Okay. Non-university, one is what I was mentioning. There are 150 universities. There are TU, technical universities all around. And there are other institutions such as Max Planck Society. There are so many Max Plancks in Germany, more than 40. You can go to any Max Planck institution, apply for PhD, and if they have the funding, they will guide you through. If they don't have the PhD positions available with themselves, they will ask you to apply for some of the fellowships such as DAAD, and you can apply through. There are different other Helmholtz associations. All of these are their websites, by the way. You can go to their website, check which are the what area they work upon, what are their research areas. So this is Max Planck Society. There is Helmholtz Association. There are Leibniz Association. There are Fraunhofer's as well. All of them have multiple openings every year, and there are various federal research institutions, roughly 40. There are Lander institutions, 160, and academic of sciences, which are the 8. So in Germany, beside universities, there are all of these institutions: Max Planck's, Helmholtz Associations, Leibniz, Fraunhofer's, and there are other federal research institutions. There are Lander institutions and academies of the sciences which offer the PhD positions. So don't restrict yourself. Go through all of these options and explore the opportunities. So what are the steps to a PhD degree? So check the eligibility and requirements. Check that what are they looking for. So sometimes some universities might ask you to have the degree in physics, have a degree in chemistry. So check eligibility, shortlist program and guide. So you will be getting shortlisted, and prepare a proposal and documents. Once you prepare the documents, your supervisor is happy to submit your application. Then you apply to a program, and then you can go and search for the funding options. And once your application is successful, you will be into PhD in German country. So how easy it is to find a PhD guide in Germany? So it's not that easy, but it's not difficult as well. So how to find a host? I will just go through one by one. First thing is that in the area of research, I already gave an example. Somebody's interested into quantum. Check the journals, check the publications like ACS, RSC, Wiley, where there are recent publications from professors of your choice. So check their publication, check their journals on that particular subject, and you will find that there are some professors which are very close to your area of the interest. You can go to the professors at your institutions, ask them. You can go to, let's say, when I'm talking about the TU Berlin, you can go to the TU Berlin Physics Institution, check that how many professors are working in that particular area, or you can go to Max Planck institutions, what are the area they are exploring. So go to the professors at that particular institutions. Seniors researching in Germany, you can ask your seniors, your colleagues, if there are any opportunities. And sometimes you can attend the conference where you will get to know about a lot of researchers. And obviously you can visit the websites which will help you out. So what are the other options? So these are the few websites which I will be mentioning. So this is one website to finding a host or position. This is called www.psdgermany.de. D is Deutschland, that is Germany. Again, there is another website, www.researchingermany.org. There is another one, keri.organization. And here is one from DAAD itself, daad.de/international programs. And there is one website from Euraccess.de as well. They will help you to find the positions. You log in, you check your area of the interest. So for example, they will ask you at what level you are. You are at master's, you would like to have the PhD in physics, and they will show multiple options, which will be the options for you. So you can go one by one, contact those supervisors, or go through their websites and check who will be eligible for your research area. So if you can dig in a bit, you can like do some research, you will find that there are a lot of people which are open to accept for the fellowships. So what to do and what not to do. So this is one of the email which we discussed in details. So this is a name of professor in Germany, Peter.Meyer, and he's a professor in Germany. And this was the email. And this name is not the right name. We have replaced the name with somebody else. So need help in getting research position in Germany. So what we should not do is something like this one. So here it has been written that I am Raju, I am second year master students, major in bio in blah 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 university. Some of my friends are studying in Germany, hence I'm also exploring the chances to do PhD in PhD there. No, that is not the way. You need to find yourself. Why do you need to do PhD in Germany? You need to know that. So why you are doing the masters? As you know that why you're doing the bachelor's, why you are doing the master's. I know that why I'm doing the research. So you should know that why exactly you want to do. So don't just say that, oh, my friends are there, that's why I would like to go there. No, it's not the way. Find out why do you really want to do the PhD there. So find out the motivation. Find out exactly why do you want to do PhD in there. Okay. So in this email, there are so many flaws. If you write such kind of email, nobody will respond to you, and no one will tell you that we will be happy to have you here as a PhD student. So please understand that. So what is needed? A crisp individual first communication. So all of you are very much aware of the ChatGPT and other like AIs. Use them for, don't copy and paste. So recently I met my postdoctoral professor from Germany, and he showed me 20 emails, and all 20 emails were almost similar just by changing the name. So what people are doing is that they are just putting their own information, asking ChatGPT to write a email to apply for this professor for the PhD. But ChatGPT is just one place. So they are giving you the same format. So just don't copy and paste. People are very smart. As soon as they will get to know that, they will never respond. So use these tools smartly. Don't copy and paste 100%. Just take their help if it is necessary. So a crisp individual first communication, that is email, is very, very important. There you need to write down what are you doing, why are you interested in their research problem, and what you want to do in their lab. So that is very, first impression is always the best impression. Why with the specific professor at the specific university, you need to know that why exactly you want to go to that particular lab. Just because your friends are there, or just because you don't want to do anything in India, go abroad. Don't mention anything of that sort. You need to know every single details of that one. So this communication, what do you want to do? Why that specific professor? Those things need to be specifically mentioned, very, very details. Why the professor should you consider? Are we having, for example, I'm giving again and again one subject, that is quantum. Since we are talking about it, So if you're writing to a professor in a quantum, you should be telling that, oh, your work on this particular problem in the quantum is very interesting, and that is why I'm approaching to you. Your Indian context may put in the word, so you can at the end, when everything is getting done, you can talk to your Indian context. For example, your friend is there, your senior is there, you can ask them, oh, I have sent an email to your professor, can you please ask him if everything is all right? And if they are not responding, you can send a communication, but only one communication. Not every day morning you are sending that, dear sir, can you please respond me? Don't beg for it. They also have a lot of work to do. Like you, there are hundreds of emails they are getting every day. So please understand their situations as well. So write a very interesting email, and you need to know that why do you need to apply to that professor. So but in along with that, one thing which I forgot here to mention, a nice email definitely helps you a lot to check. Email should not be your cover letter. Please understand this difference. Your cover letter should be different from the email. Professors don't have time to read your a page and half length of the email. Email should be 5-6 lines, 7-8 lines at very crisp one. Who are you? What are you looking for? Why you want to work for that particular professor? And what are the documents you are attaching? Then you have cover letter where you can explain everything. So the process works like this one. You are writing an email. Professors will look at your email, read it. If they are interested, they will open your cover letter. They will read through the cover letter. Then they will open your CV. And once they look at your CV, then they will read your letter of interest, that is letter of motivation. So this is a step by step. Write nice email so that they can go and read your cover letter. Then they open the CV and then they can read your letter of interest. So this is the process. So everything has to be meticulous. If you miss in one of these things, people will lose the interest. They will say that, okay, dear XYZ, thank you very much for your interest. I don't have a position in my group. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. You are over. So please put your efforts before applying. Applying for 100 different labs doesn't help. Apply for only one or two. Study the professor before you apply. You need to know that why you are applying to that particular university. Why are you applying for that particular professor? Then only you can write to them. If it is delayed by one day, it doesn't matter. But once one email goes to somebody, that remains as a official document. So don't mess up there. A nice cover letter, a nice CV, it helps a lot if you are applying for any given professor. So for the proposal, once you have all these things, you can discuss with the professor which area he would like you to write a proposal. So the proposal could be discussed between you and that professor. So there is a www.de.in English download publications. So there you can see the guidelines for that. Proposal should be original. It should grasp the subject matter and problem. The knowledge of the research field should be visible there in the proposal. It should be relevant, and value of the research proposal should be high. Then only people can ask you for the fellowship, because these proposals are getting reviewed by 3 professors again. So you submit a proposal, it goes to 3 different professors. They give marks out of 100. The general score is 80 and above. If your proposal is sitting into that category, then you will be called for the interview, or your proposal will be selected for the funding. The proposal should be rigorous, and there has to be multiple round of editing. You are writing, professor is checking, you are editing, sending back and forth, and then only you can submit along with the nice CV, cover letter, and everything. So admission to PhD, grant of the funding. So this is the whole process. Apply for a PhD position and apply for funding if required. So there is something in between, get a letter of acceptance or confirmation of admission. So this is the process. Admission to PhD doesn't mean the grant of the funding. Please understand that. You are applying for a PhD to a supervisor. He may say that, okay, I don't have funding, but I can have your PhD in my lab. So for doing the PhD and to afford the PhD in abroad, you need to have some grant or some PhD, some funding with you. So for that, you need to apply for a PhD position, get a letter of acceptance, and then you can apply funding if that professor don't have any kind of fundings. Okay. Here we are there. So every year, DAAD, it is an institution which is based in Germany, but they are in close contact with Department of Science and Technology and other agencies in India, and they are modifying the programs as per the necessity. So here we help really meticulously to everybody. We try to help many people. So there are a lot of scholarship from DAAD which help the students. I will go one by one. So there are individual PhD scholarship. So individual is like for a single person, not about the projects to the scientist. So research grant, doctoral programs in Germany, research grant by nationally supervised doctoral degrees. For example, this is only in Germany. So it is for, you will go in Germany and you will do whole research in Germany for 3 years. And this is a fellowship for working in Germany. There are binationally, for example, there will be possibilities to have one professor from India and one professor from Germany. So you will have a couple of years in Germany, 1 year or 2 years in India, and that's how you will finish the degree. So research grants in Germany, there are few research grants which will be given to the professor in Germany. They will hire you on their projects. Or sometimes there are in-region scholarship program at IIT Delhi and some other institutions around. Those can also be possibilities of the funding. Okay. So this is one of the important project. So please have a look meanwhile. Sorry. So this is one of the biggest program offered by DAAD, a doctoral program in Germany. So doctoral project, individual or structured program at a state-run or state-run university or non-university research institution in Germany. So this particular program works for most of the institution in Germany, most of the. So if you know the professor, he's willing to host you, then you have an opportunity to write a proposal with them. So once proposal is written, you have all the ready documents, and target is for masters and PhD students. So this is duration is up to 4 years, and look at the valuation, 1,300 euros per month, plus insurance and plus travel up and down they will be providing. And every year these calls open in somewhere end of the August, September, and it closes exactly on 20th October. So after October, all the applications are collected, sent for the review. Then there is a selection, and people generally start their PhD somewhere in the March. So all of you who are listening, who are interested, you will have opportunity to submit a proposal this year before October, so that you can start your PhD in next year somewhere early start, or somewhere like in January or February or March somewhere next year in 2027 we are talking about. Okay, so through this there are a lot of opportunities. Hundreds of PhD positions are generally offered through this program, which is run by the DAAD. This is individual project where you will be working in only German institutions. Next, research grants by nationally supervised doctoral degrees. Here, one of the Indian professor will be there, and one of the students will be working in Germany as well. So doctoral degree at home university with integrated research phases in Germany. So basically, assume that you will be doing a PhD with me, but up to 2 years you can go and work in Germany as well. This is another program. So for that you need to be with a professor already working in India. So this is for the PhD students. There you can have up to the 2 years, same amount of the fellowship, 1,300 euros per month. Insurance, travel allowances are there, and the deadline is exactly same as 20th October. But this will be between joint one Indian professor and one in the Germany as well. But please understand what is the necessity to do a PhD in India. You need to have NET, GATE, or if you are inspired, then there is another possibility. But for this particular fellowship, you need to be already registered with some university. If you're interested, you are already NET qualified candidate, you are joining in some university, you are joining in some research institution, you can approach your professor, tell them that I would like to apply with some German university where I would like to also do a joint degree with German institution. So here also there are opportunities. Up to 2 years, you can go abroad in Germany, any university, and do the collaborative research. You will get the degree by the Indian university, by the way, in between. Next, there are research grants in Germany for doctoral students registered at the home university. Again, home university in India. Please understand here, up to 2 years. And here we have research grants for doctoral and early postdocs is in Germany. So this also includes some of the postdocs, means not just who have submitted the thesis and who just got the degree in a month or so, or 2 months or 6 months, within 6 months. So this is for the doctoral students. So this could be from 2 to 12 months. The amount is 1,300 euro per month. I do understand that this amount is less, but when you are submitted the thesis, or you have just got the degree, then it is an opportunity to go and explore the option. At least by doing that, what you can do is that you can, in principle, talk to some German professors so that you can apply for the bigger fellowships like Humboldt and other, which are available in Germany for the postdocs as well. The deadline for this particular fellowship is 7th October. So there is DLR DAD Research Fellowship. So research doctor in space, aeronautics, energy and transport research in DLR institutions. These are institutions which work in the astrophysics and similar kind of institutions. This is for PhDs, postdoc, junior researchers, senior researchers. So PhD students, they get the fellowship up to 36 months, junior researcher to 6 to 24 months, and senior research up to 1 to 3 months, and fellowship for the PhD is 1800, junior researchers is 2400, and for the senior research is 2800 euros per month. They will get the insurance, travel allowances are additional to that. And these are generally open till positions are filled. So whoever is interested into this particular area, space, aeronautics, energy and transportation, they can also go to the website of daad.de/DLR, and you will find the opportunity there as well. Interestingly, now to put why Germany is again better as compared to the lot of institutions. So if you go to USA, you have to pay a lot of tuition fee. But in Germany, there is zero tuition fee, no or low tuition fee in most of the regions in Germany. I mean, I have seen that none of the university charges you anything for the tuition fee. Only one thing, semester contribution of 200 to 350 per semester. That meaning some 50 euros per month. So whatever 1300 euro, 1400 euro you are supposed to get, all will be yours. At the end of the day, there will be just this 200 euros will be generally used for your travel ticket, so that you can travel within the university or around the city, as well as you can get a lot of benefits with these libraries and all sort of stuff with this one. So this is not a high amount. This is just 50 euros per month or something. There is zero tuition fee when you are getting registered for the PhD or masters in Germany. And for that, you can check the university websites as well. So somebody might ask that you are talking about, let's say, amount 1300 euros, but is it sufficient enough? Okay, so this is something which is based on 2024. So in general, there are a lot of university accommodations which generally cost you roughly 400 euros. So for food, you need almost 189, 190 euros. For clothing, washing, you might need about like 45 euros. For the stationery, you need roughly 67 euros. Wi-Fi and mobile, you need 30 euros. This 89 euros is for the transportation, which is generally covered into this amount, what I was mentioning before. So this will be something around 90 euros. For healthcare, which is advantage for the DAAD fellows because they are covered already inside their fellowship. So you need almost 100 euros. So you have some entertainment, you want to go to the movies, you want to go somewhere. So it's about 65 euros. And there are some other expenses, 144 euros or something, which are roughly 1000 euros, which are more than sufficient to live in Germany. But this is very broad one. It can come down to 600 in few 600 euros in some cities, or in some cities like Munich, Hamburg, which are a bit expensive side. There you get extra fellowship, roughly 1500 euros. So this amount, whatever is there, is more than sufficient. You will be able to even save some money if you use them wisely. So fellowship is sufficient enough. Your healthcare is taken care. Your transportation up and back from India to Germany is taken care through the DAAD programs. So what are the career prospects? So all good, all fine. You get accepted by a professor. You submit a proposal. You get accepted. You get a PhD degree. So what you can do is that after degree in PhD in Germany, you can continue studying. You can do the postdoctoral studies, or you can go to take an employment in some industries, or you could be joining as a professor in some German institutions. Not only that, but European Union is made up of some 29 countries. So that meaning once you get a degree, of course, you can come back to India as well, like what we did. We studied there, we came back, and we are now professors in here. That is an option. But with that degree, you can explore industrial or any other options, as well as you can be individual professional, as well as you can work in 29 different European countries if they have some funding options, or you can work in some industries which are in the European Union, which is quite broad in their research. So multiple opportunities are there, as we generally see that. Even Maharashtra government itself have one really good pact with the German government, where they wanted to have skilled manpower, because Germany and Japan are a couple of countries which are really lacking for the manpower. All right. So where you can get the visa, at the end of the day, you can get the visa. There is Embassy of the Federal Republic of Germany in New Delhi, but there are German consulates in Bangalore, Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai. There is one thing missing in Pune. Also, they have one very small office. So if you get all these things, you can have the visa offices all over here. And for visa for Germany, You can go to Delhi, or in other countries as well. There are some options. In India, we are well connected. So this is something to remain connected with us. So if you want to stay connected with us with the DAAD newsletter, you can scan this one, you can register. Through that, you will get to up-to-date opportunities. What are the fellowships options available? What are the dates opening? And all sort of stuff. Scholarships and study will be available through this particular newsletter. And there will be different opportunities for the postdocs or even for the PhD positions through this scan. Please scan it and you can keep yourself ready. You can get the newsletter in your email every week, I suppose, if I'm not wrong, and then you will get to know about a lot of opportunities there. So we are there on the Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So all of our handles are mostly with the DAAD India, and you can follow them up for the such kind of details as well as such kind of follow-ups on the opportunities there. So we have different offices, regional offices. In main offices in Delhi, there is a director. This is a big office, and we have regional offices in Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, and in Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, they have the individual offices as well. So if somebody is interested, for you, Pune have very good office, very nice staff. You can go and interact with them. But if you want to contact, you have some specific questions, but very specific questions. Don't ask them to oh, can you find a supervisor for me? They won't be able to do that because they are not expert in that. If you need some information, you can write them about the fellowships. If you have any specific questions which you would like to be answered, which you can't read it. So in all of this, if you go to the YouTube, you will find that there is a really, really long video which takes that how to apply for this kind of fellowship. If you don't understand something after watching all of these videos, going through all the website content, then you can write them and get their opinion. But they are also very occupied, so please understand their situation if they are delayed in the answering. Okay. With this, I would like to end this presentation with a couple of feedbacks with the Mr. Shaurya Gupta, who is a Dan Young ambassador, who is working as a PhD student in KIT in Germany. So he says that regular webinars and guidance from DAAD were instrumental in helping me navigate the process of studying in Germany. He's already in Germany studying, and he's a PhD student in KIT. So he got all the information through the webinars, and there are a lot of content on the DAAD website you can go through, and you can definitely find it out what are the opportunities. So this is from Faisal Ahmad, who is working as a DAAD ambassador, who is from Hamburg. Living in Germany has been life-changing, from immersing myself in the football culture to diving into the complex algorithms. And Germany is very instrumental in all of those things. So please look into the opportunities, and we are ready to give the fellowship to the best candidate. So you just need to be open and apply for the fellowships. And I will just say last word and end my talk. If you have questions, we'll be happy to answer, but please understand that you go to the website, check everything carefully. If you don't understand something, you can always contact us. But most importantly, we won't be able to support on finding a supervisor. We will be able to guide through the procedure. If you have some doubts, we'll be happy to support. But before going for any questions answered, listen the content on the website. The website is very, very nicely organized. There is very nice procedure, and we have regular webinars which help you through understanding the processes of applying in Germany. There are a lot of opportunities. Just be open and start applying. With this, I would like to end. So, and thanking you all for your kind attention. And I'm grateful for the opportunity. And I would like to again acknowledge Dr. Vijay, who is very dynamic and he's doing a lot of work for all of you. Thank you, Vijay, for the invitation. And it's a great pleasure to be among you. I'll be happy to take any questions if there are available. Thank you.
Yes, sir. In the chat box, there are few questions.
Okay, so one question is from somebody, Nobel.
Yes,
it has
sir.
been written that how internships are entered for research career. What are the differences between cover letter and motivation letter? Okay. Answering first question, how internships are important. Look, you are just a master student right now. So if you are going to apply for some best institutions all over India or all over world, even if you say everybody have the marks, all of you are the first class. So how you will differentiate yourself from the other? So there is only way to differentiate from the others is that, oh, I have done an internship in ISC Bangalore. I have done an internship in IIT, blah, blah, blah. I have done an internship in SN Bose. I have done university in this university, that university. I have done 2 internships. So this is something which is differentiating from pool of the people. Every year in India, maybe lakhs of people are there. So how you would differentiate yourself? By doing the internship in a good quality institution. So internship is very, very important. And if you, through internship, you can bring some publication, yeah, that would be something which is ideal for everyone. So, I mean, when I was working in Germany, I used to see that Chinese student applying to my supervisor with 2, 3 papers in Anglo and Chemie or really, really good quality publications. So they will obviously prefer for those people for the internship. And what is the difference between cover letter and motivation? So cover letter is something you are giving an information that how I should apply, why I'm interested for the position, and motivation is why you want to go there. So there is a basic difference between these two, although they are almost very similar to each other. There is a question
Hello, sir.
from, yes.
Age limit for postdoc research position.
Yeah, age limit is generally 35 years. Generally 35
And
years, but in general,
also
like,
another one,
okay, so
sir,
let me answer
question.
this question. So in the postdoc, Germans generally prefer basically to have someone which
Okay,
is
sir.
young enough. So that is really and something which they are asked for. Okay, so there is next question, I guess. Is a 4-year bachelor degree eligible for PhD? Yes, absolutely. So India changed themselves in that regards only. So 4-year bachelor degree is eligible for PhD in Germany, no doubt. In Germany, most daily communication is German. If international PhD student know English, not German, how can they manage academic work and daily life? Support solutions are available from them. Of course, there are a lot of opportunities available for learning the German as well. There are different courses which can be done and which you can manage in the German as well. So, but as soon as you reach to the Germany, in any given university, most of the opportunities are in English. Most of the lab work in the English, so nothing to worry much, but having some basic knowledge about the German always helps. Okay, how is the application tenure affected by the graduation year specific as a master? So shall we focus on internship after masters and PhD? A year is fine, but not more than that. Then you are like, you are moving out from, so I have a student now who is applying this year. She worked with me for 1 year as the internship. Now she have a publication and she is one of the strong candidate. So after masters as well, if you want to work for 6 year, 9 months in a nice lab where there could be opportunity of the publication as well, it's always welcome. You can explore that. And I think there are a lot of questions. So if there is no time limit, I can answer, but we can stop and then you can ask the students also to write me. I'll be happy to answer. Okay, Dulevat sir, do you want me to
Yes,
answer
sir.
everything or we
No,
can?
sir. No, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Uh,
Ask students. I'm just putting my email ID here. Okay, so
yes, sir.
So good afternoon. Sir, I have one query.
Okay, so my email ID is there, so you can send me an email. So I think there is some. Okay, yeah, I will be able to take questions, but I think there is a time limit for the
So
program.
is there a necessity to give IELTS or TOEFL exam
And
for
not
European countries?
No, not necessary. Not necessary, but having something of that sort will
But
be helpful.
okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for this enriching session. I think all the students and the participants got very much knowledge through your session. Are there any queries? They will definitely email you or contact you through your website or email. Now, I request Yogesh Ramasane sir to kindly share vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Respected Chairman, distinguished keynote speaker, Dr. Pradeep Pasupule, sir, respected faculty members, and dear participants. It is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks for the first session of the International E-Conference on Foreign Scholarship Opportunities 2026. We are sincerely grateful to Dr. Pradeep Pasupule, sir, for his highly informative and inspiring keynote lecture on overview of global higher education and research opportunities. Sir, you clearly highlighted the wide range of academic and research opportunities available in abroad, particularly in countries like Germany, Japan, and other leading research hubs, and guided us on how students and faculty can effectively explore these global pathway. Your real life experiences and practical insights have made the session extremely valuable and motivating. We thank you, sir, for setting an excellent and impactful beginning to this workshop. I extend my sincere thanks to organizing committee members, coordinators, and technical team for their dedicated efforts, and all the participants for their enthusiastic presence and interaction. Thank you all.
Thank you, Yogesh sir.
Thank you.
Now, moving to the next session, that is Raju Kendris sir, but unfortunately he is not feeling well. So he communicated with the Dr. Vijaykiran Narwade sir that he is not feeling well. So his session stands to be cancelled out. So now moving to the next session, that is Dr. Megha Deshmukh ma'am's. I invite Dr. Sanjay Chavan sir to kindly introduce Dr. Megha Deshmukh ma'am.
I'm audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon to all. Myself, Dr. S.P. Chavan, Assistant Professor, Department of Fishery Science, Science College, Nanded. I here for to introduce to Dr. Megha Deshmukh ma'am for their introduction. Dr. Megha Deshmukh is a postdoctoral researcher with expertise in functional nanomaterials, chemical sensors, and electrochemical sensing platforms, with a particular emphasis on the carbon-based nanostructure on hybrid nanocomposites. Her interdisciplinary research bridged material physics, surface chemistry, and device engineering to develop advancing sensing technologies for the environmental and biomedical applications. She earned her PhD in physics from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad, India, where her doctoral work focused on carbon nanotube, organic conducting polymer composites for heavy metals ion sensing, providing key insights into the charge transport, interfacial phenomena, and gelatinous-driven sensing mechanism. Dr. Deshmukh has extensively international research experience through prestigious fellowships, including the Marie Sklodowska-Curie Actions and postdoctoral fellowship and enormous Mundus Fellowship. She has conducted research at leading institutions across the Europe and Asia, including VSB Technical University of Ostiva, Czech Republic, and the University of Terzi, Italy, Valinus University, Lithuania, and Knowledge University, Republic of Korea. Her research contribution including nanomaterial synthesis, the characterization, ion selective, and electrochemical sensing, and nanocomposite interface engineering. She is a co-inventor of granted patents on the non-enzymatic electrochemical glucose sensor and stable single-wall carbon nanotube dispenser. Dr. Deshmukh has authored over 50 peer-reviewed journals, publication, and book chapters with major international publishers. In addition to her research activity, she served as an assistant professor in physics and electronics, teaching sensor technology, instrumentation, and solid-state physics. And she is a lifetime member of the Ion Band Society of India. I welcome to Deshmukh ma'am to deliver her lecture on the preparing CV, SOP, and scholarship documentation. Welcome to Megha Deshmukh ma'am. Thank you.
Am I audible, sir?
Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it's audible.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, just a
You
minute.
are
I will
audible.
share my presentation. Yeah. Okay. So my presentation is visible?
Yeah, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank Chavan sir for nice introduction and the organization committee for giving me chance to express my thoughts or to have some to share ideas with the young researchers and young minds who are aspirants to go and to explore the world. So thank you so much. So as I introduced about myself, like I have did my PhD from India, and after that I moved to Europe and Asia, like South Korea, Czech Republic, and many other countries. And this I done because like I was also having some dream, like everyone is having dreams and all these things, but when you have a particular thing you want to do, and according and in the search of that thing, what efforts you do, that makes the final result. So in my uh, okay, so I would like to show you the map of this Europe. Like you can see, there are many, like more than 40 countries are in the European Union. So, and the flags which are here highlighted, these are the countries which I visited. Why I'm not going to show off, or I'm not showing off that I visited many countries across Europe and Asia. This is not the thing. This slide is not about the tourism, but it's about the exposure, growth, and global experience which every student or every young mind want. Studying abroad is not just about a degree. It is about adapting, evolving, and becoming globally competent. When you go outside, you are fully independent, and that time you know how to, you learn how problem solving, how to survive in the unknown places, how to survive with the languages which you don't know at all. So these things give you more confidence, and you can survive in any environment or anywhere. You can survive with that confidence. So when you study in different culture or different climates, you don't just get credits, but you get that confidence that yes, I can do it. So global exposure just not shape you, it will also shape your career and your character. So now, as we have seen the experience or the things about Europe, now let's talk about how to prepare the for it, means what you can do to go abroad to explore yourself. So I will start with how my, as a topic is how to prepare CV, SOP, and other documents which are required for this fellowship. So we'll go step by step. So before starting how to prepare our first topic, how to prepare CV, I would like to ask, like, we have to be prepared for some serious questions, like how many of you already have a CV? Means suppose you want to go, you want to explore the world, you want to go for some different fellowships, you want to achieve something, and before having some plan, first thing you should have plan in your mind, and for that plan, what efforts you are taking, that is the door opening for you. That is the main thing. What efforts you are doing? Suppose you are seeking for the international fellowships, or you want to go abroad for the higher studies. So do, and you want to first step is the doing applications or taking consent from the professors. So how many of you already have a CV? I hope many of you have. And if you have a CV, how many of you copied it from your friends or Google? Because nowadays ChatGPT is like a savior for everyone. But yeah, it's true, but at some extent you have to give efforts by yourself. It's not always depend on the ChatGPT or the online sources. So you should engage yourself, because you know yourself better. No software, no online tool know you better self as much as you know yourself. You know your abilities, you know your limitations. So you can accordingly you can prepare your documents what you already know. So I'm not here to disappoint you about these things, but I'm here to help you to make your CV stronger and get selected for the fellowships. So let's imagine, suppose you are you just applied for some fellowships, or you just emailed some professor, you shared your CV, and there is a professor, suppose is having cup of tea in his hand and your CV, and that professor may be in the UK, Europe, Netherlands, in Australia, anywhere in the world, and he's having a cup of tea and your CV. But when he, because he's having that much time only to read your CV, so suppose he find that, just a minute. Now, and he has given you just 10 seconds to judge you from your CV while he's having his coffee. And he don't know about your parents, your background, your abilities, what you can do, what you have already did. He just want to judge you from your CV and within the 10 seconds. And within that 10 seconds, at first glance at your CV, he found that your CV is boring, confusing, and messy. So what will happen? Unfortunately, the coffee will win and you will lose. So don't worry, but I am here to to help you to prepare a CV, which will be professor can read and he will finish his copy. But when after reading your CV, so let's go towards this section. So how to prepare a CV? Like your CV is passport to your international opportunity. As we know, passport is one thing where you can is the main and essential for important thing which can open the door for the world to you. But your CV is before that. If you have a good CV, then of course you will have opportunities and accordingly you will have your passport also. So how to make universities notice you, because there are multiple universities and competition is also that much big. There are number of universities. So it's my like what different you can do, what is the thing that you are doing differently than the others, how you are making yourself different from others, how you are highlighting yourself, that is the thing. So how to make universities notice you, that is most important. So why we are talking about CVs? Because first impression of universities and supervisors is your CV. As I told, they don't know you you personally. They don't know about your background, nothing. They just know on the they are going to judge you from the piece of that paper which you have already sent them, because it is you send them means you have written in that CV what you are eligible and what skills and what abilities you have. According, that is like a kundali, janam kundali, we know. So your CV is your Janam Kundali, and according to that Janam Kundali, your supervisor is your God. So that supervisor will judge you according to your CV. So why CV is required? Because CV is essential and most important thing for the international scholarship, research positions like postdoc, research scientists, and many other things, and exchange programs. So that's why we are giving more value or more uh, importance for the CV. So like one CV is equals to the global competition. So this is how CV is more important, and that's why you have to take preparing the CV more seriously. As a hard truth, I would say about the CV, and this is experienced one or anyone can experience, or maybe you will experience in your future also. Like a strong CV can compensate for average grade, but a weak CV can ruin your strong grades. I mean, no matter what grades you have, the matter at this time when you finish your schooling and when you finish your education and you want to explore the world, you want to go for the research, no one asks for your grade. Everyone asks for your skills, your abilities, your independent skill, what you can do. This is what here grades are lost, means here nothing, no grades will not work, only work your attitude towards work and your abilities to do the task. So first we have to differentiate or understand the difference between CV and resume. Most of the people think or assume that CV and resume are the same. CV is most on the academic focused. What academic background you have and how you perform in that explains the CV. But resume is job focused. It's all about your technical skills or what job, if there are some job requirement, what according to that job requirement, what skills you have, that is mentioned in the resume. And CV maybe are about 2 to 4 pages or 5 pages, but resume is 1 page. So for international studies, always CV is preferred, and you have to always be prepared with your best CV, with your best version of yourself, with your CV. So what is an academic CV? We'll say step by step. So in your academic CV, you are going to tell or you are going to narrate your academic story, means what education, what courses you have done, and your skills, your research, and your growth. What skills you have earned during your academics, what research activities you have already done, and through these research activities, what results you got, or where, suppose in form of publications or patents, that is your growth. Means what growth you have achieved during your through your skill and this research. So this is what CV contains. CV is not your personal drama at all, and this is not your life history. Like I have my father is that, my mother is that, my uncle is that. This is not mentioned to be in the CV. So this is only based on your academic story and your skills, your own soft skills. So essential sections of CV. So we will see now in detail what sections could be covered in the CV and how to represent those sections. So first section is the personal information. Personal information means where there would be your name and your full name with your contact details like your email address, your phone number with your country code in which country you are residing, and your place of residence means at which in particular country, at what in what which country is most important than the city. So always mention about the place from where you are applying, and your profiles like LinkedIn profiles, your research guide profile, your Google Scholar profile link you have to mention in this. This is the first section of the CV. The next one is about the education. Here you can mention about the your courses, what courses you have done till date, what degrees you have, from which university. Then it will come about the name of the university. It's not necessary to always mention about the college and all these details because doesn't matter which college, but the university. When you start your bachelor master's degree, it's always about your university, but not about your college. So after mentioning that, you have to mention the name of your university and the year of passing. That suppose in BSc when you completed the BSc, MSc when you completed the MSc, that you have to mention, and your CGPA for these courses, and what subjects you have taught, like you organic chemistry, physical chemistry, or astrophysics, what courses you have studied during this thing, during these courses you have to mention. That to be in the it should be very specified. Research and projects, what research and project activities you have done, and during that research and project activities, if you have any publications or something like that, you can mention in this activity. Or you can also mention your master project. Suppose you have did some bachelor or master projects on research oriented, that also you can mention. The next section will come about the skills. Skills will contain, like suppose you have did some research activities during your master or bachelor projects. So here you can mention like which instruments you have handled particularly. It's not necessary that you to mention about the very hi-fi instrument or the cutting edge instruments. It's not, you can start from the basic, like you, if you have handled just UVs spectrometer, you handled some basic workstations, electrochemical workstations. So these things, whatever you have done during your project, but you have to mention it carefully and tactfully to impress the supervisor. So the techniques or or the instruments which you can handle, the materials, what materials you have prepared. Suppose some your project is about the nanomaterials or metal organic framework, so you can mention that project was based on the synthesis. The next would be, if you have did the data interpretation, you and after that how you interpreted that data, what softwares you know for during this your journey, like that is means what softwares you do you can handle. That is also one of your skill. Data interpretation is also a skill, and a scientific writing. So these skills you can mention in your skill section. The next section will be about experience and internship. Here you can mention if you have attended some internships, you did some internships, or some you attended some workshops, or you got some experience like online experience, on-field experience. So you can mention that in this section. The next section will be about the certification and achievements. Here you can mention about if you have got any certificates, like about for the attending a conference, attending a workshop, attending a symposium, or if you have earned any certificate for the best poster presentation or best project, that you can mention here. And the next section will be about publications if you have any. It's not always necessary for master students to have, but it's very good idea to approach for the publications during your master's project. And the last section will be about the references. References mean the name of the professor who knows you better, not personally, but through your academically. They knows your skills, they know about your research activities. So these references, the name of at least 2 professors you have to include in your CV, and you have to inform that particular professor that I have included your name as a referee in my CV, so that professor can have idea about your app. And also you have to always remind, whenever you did some application, you have to remind that professor, sir, I did application for this particular call and I have added your name as a referee, so kindly reply if you got any email. So that this thing must you have to do, because professor always have many things to do in their mind. So it's not always necessary, because this kind of when these references or the email will come from the host institutes, or foreign institute, your professor should be replied it to, because it always depends on the how your referee is commenting about yourself. So that is also play important role in your CV or in your securing your position. So the next part is how to write an academic CV. So first in our this presentation, we will also discuss about the bad presentations, means like how badly you are presenting your CV. When you remind of the bad things, you will always focus on the good things. So the bad start of your CV is like, suppose you have did BSc chemistry and this college, if you mentioned in your academic section. So this is a bad example. This is the same information but in different word or in different presentation. How can you present it? The good example will be BSc chemistry during the academic year and what key courses you have learned during this during your course, like analytical chemistry, spectroscopy, whatever subjects you have learned during this course, you can mention in very short form. So you can see the first and the second example. Always second example highlights you. It highlights about your qualities, your abilities, and how what skills you have developed, because when your skill will be reflected, when person know about your subjects, your topics, your studies, what through you about your academics. So how to mention the projects and research? So the bad presentation of your project or research is like did project on water. So this is, suppose you have did a very good research work, but you are not able to present it in the right way. So means you are ruining yourself by your own credits. So bad, this is a bad example of, and if you want to do it in a good way, you can just write in a very specific manner or in limited words, like develop low-cost water purification system using activated carbon. So in this one line, you are covering what you have did, what skills you have achieved during this, and at what time you have did. Means action plus skill plus outcome. This one line is representing all these three things about you. So this is what highlight you have to highlight about yourself. So in skill sections, you have to be honest. Okay. So you should avoid writing these things like I am expert in everything, like expert in this thing, that thing. So many things you are enlisting, but you are not aware of whether you are really expert in these things or not. So before writing these words, you have to read those words again and think that yes, you have to ask question to yourself that whether I am really expert in these things. And also stop mentioning the fake software skills. This will not work for you at all. It looks good, but it will not work, unfortunately. So what you can write, like laboratory techniques, which laboratory techniques you have learned during your projects, your master projects or your PhD, what programming tools you have used during your research, and the language levels, what you have gained or what you have learned. So now we will go for these essential sections of CV in very detail and like a practical form. I will show one by one. Like as I told you in personal information, you should mention about yourself. So suppose here will come your name and the place from where you are, the name of country, your Gmail and your contact detail with your country code. This is most important, your country code. When you are mentioning your mobile, you should mention the country code and the links of your LinkedIn profile, your Google Scholar. So this is about your personal. So here you can see there are many limited words, but they are reflecting the full information about you. And when you see for such kind of paragraphs or such kind of lines, you can also professor will take interest to read these things, read these lines. The next section, as I told, is about the education. So suppose in education section, what you can see, write about your bachelor or master's degree, bachelor of science, bachelor or master of science in chemistry, in physics, whatever subject you have done, the name of the university instead of college and anything else. You should be specific because your CV should be concise yet effective. So name of the university, name of the country, and when the year when you completed your this particular course, the CGPA you achieved during this course, and the relevant coursework, which subjects you have learned during this course. So here you can means you are mentioning about your whole 3-year journey, but in just 4 or 3.5 lines. This is what, that's why it is more effective and more convincing to the reader. And the next section will come about in education section. You can start from the, if you are applying for postdoc or PhD, you can start from the bachelor degree also. No need to go for the HSC, SSC. When you are starting university, when your education is starting from the university, that university, that section you have to mention. So after bachelor, it will come for the MSc, the same criteria you have to apply, same style you have to follow for your master degree, and then PhD. And if you are applying for the postdoc, and if you are just applying for the PhD, just bachelor and masters. The next section will be about the research and project, which kind of research you have done during your journey and what projects you have handled. So in this research experience and projects, you can mention like undergraduate research project. The title of that, while deciding title of your project, it should be concise yet informative. You have to keep this thing in mind. Always, it's not always impressive to jargon the things or to lengthen the things. Always mention, always try to keep the things very concise yet effective. So suppose you have done some research project. I have just given here example like carbon based nanomaterials for the chemical sensing. So in this one title, you can, reader can get the whole idea, like you were already worked on the chemical sensors, and you were used the nanomaterials as a sensing material in the carbon nanomaterials, and you have did the chemical sensing. So whole thing will cover in the one sentence. So, and to explain about your project, you have to be very concise, as I told. So you have to mention like what kind of material you have synthesized, characterized, and for what application, and what characterization techniques you have did for your particular material. Like suppose you have performed UV, fluorescence spectroscopy, FTIR. So this you can mention, and develop data interpretation and experimental design skills. So this is about the research project. Sorry. So the next topic section will be about your skills. This is the most important topic, and here you can convince the professor or you can impress the professor. So like technical skills, laboratory techniques, as I told, which laboratory instruments you have handled, no matter whether it is a very basic instrument or a very hi-fi instrument. No need to be very always to be go for the high-end equipments. So laboratory techniques which you have handled, material synthesis technique, like material synthesis, what material you have prepared, like nanomaterial you have prepared, and you further functionalize it. So you can write nanomaterial preparation and the functionalization. And during this research activity, which softwares you have used, like MS Excel, Origin, Basic Python. Excel is the most important, I will say, and Origin during in your research, because these play very important role. This software, when you know this software, means you can interpret the data very well. And data analysis and scientific writing. You can analyze data, because when you have did some research work, of course you got data and you analyze that data, and you have done even if you are not, you have not done any research publication, and you just have a scientific writing, you just prepare the report of your, like prepare like your master thesis. Suppose you have done some projects and you did a report, like a master project report, that also you can mention, that is also scientific writing. In that report you already mentioned about your research, your research preparation, your material synthesis, your data, you interpreted your data and you presented. So that also comes under the scientific writing. So the next section will be around the experience and internship. Experience is always, when you want to secure or you want to highlight from the others, you always seek for the experience. You have to learn, or you have to always look for how can I get this experience, how can I go for the conference, how can I present my work, how can I go for some internship, how can I work under PhD students or postdoc student to learn the laboratory skills, like intern. So these are the, like you have, or maybe you can also always look for the summer research. And there are many programs in India also, like summer schools or some other kind of schools where you can gain the knowledge about your research or some specific research topics. So summer research intern, suppose you have did some yeah, attended this summer research intern, so you can mention in your internship and training that yes, I did this thing, and the name of the research institute where you did your activities, and the place of the country, and the duration when you did. No matter it would be 15 days or 1 week or just 1 or 2 to 3 months, but you have to mention because it will reflect your scientific skill. It will reflect your scientific hand. So, and you can briefly mention that assisted in laboratory experiments and sample preparation. No need to go for very high, cutting edge things. So you can also mention basic things, but in the way you are presenting, it should be impressive. And during your experience, what experience you gained during this work or during this internship, like gained experience in research documentation and reporting, that also you can write. So this is how you can represent your small work but in a very good manner. So the next section about will be the certification and achievements. As I told, in certification and achievement, you can also mention about if you are qualified some national level examinations or certified courses in research methodology, or if you have attended some workshop about research methodology or some research related thing and you got some certificates, or you attended some conferences, national level conferences, national level workshops, symposiums. For attendance also means you just attended and you got if you got a certificate, that is also good thing. Means you are in between this research related things, that this give the essence of that thing. It's no need that you need to present only paper, but if you attended only, that also um, good impression. So this is about the certificate and achievement section. The next section will be about the language skills, like which languages do you know, how proficient, which language is native. You can speak English proficient, you can learn, suppose you have just learned some other languages there, whether it is basic, proficient or native, that you have to mention. Next about the extracurricular activities. So during this journey, what extracurricular activities or leadership you have done, it's optional. But if you have done something, you have to you have to mention it. You have to highlight it. Like suppose you are a member of some university science, some you are a organizing member, or you are in a committee member of some conferences, some workshop. You can also mention in that, or you just volunteered in academic outreach programs or volunteered in some academic university program, that also you can mention your extracurricular activities. And as I told, the next and last section is about the references. So you should mention 1 or 2 professor with their designation and email, and their email should be their academic email address, not the personal one, like @gmail.com. It should be like, suppose it belongs to some universities or some like Baba Ambedkar Marath, there I have like bamu.ac @bamu.ac.in, like this. So it should be the academic, because when this dot in when these academic emails will be reflected, means the reader will understand that this person belongs to the academics because of this academic email. So it is more impressive. So always try to include the name of your professor and the email address with his academic emails, not the personal one, and designation of that professor. So this is all about these are the most or core sections of your CV. If you cover this section, mean your CV is, and in this way, which I have already explained, in this way, if you present your skills and you present your CV, you are got like 50% of work you have already done. So what things we have to avoid? As I told, always you have to learn about what you should do and what you should not do. You should first learn what you should not do. So you will get analysis of what you do. That will be the easiest way. So always try to avoid these things like grammar and spelling errors. Once your CV, you think that yes, my CV is ready, always give it to 2 to 4% your friends, your professor, to check it. No matter what silly mistake they are taking, highlighting in your CV, but you have to give your CV to check your friends. And you have to always correct those mistakes. Means if 10% give this 10 mistakes in your CV, means you have already done, improved your CV more than 50%. Okay, so always give it to your friends. Grammar and spelling mistakes, you have to read your CV again and again. Fancy color and photos you have to avoid. Like as I mentioned in our first section in your personal information, you should add a photo. It is not mandatory, but if you wanna add a professional photo, not a selfie photo or a group photo, and then you cropped it and then you added in that section. It's gives it reflects your casual approach towards this particular work. Means you are not serious about this field, or you are not serious about that particular role. So always, if you want to add a photo, only for yourself, not the group photos. Or suppose you have did some camps and you are adding that information of that camp along with the photo. So this is a bad impression. So don't use fancy colors or fonts in your CV. Go for a simple font like Times New Roman, and a black color is always preferable. Avoid long paragraphs. As I told, don't mention or don't write stories about yourself. Mention about self in a very short time, because in the now a word is like a fast food word, like that. It is a fast word. No one has time to write your long paragraphs, because you will also not have the time when you have written something a long paragraph about in your CV. You will not write or read it again, because once you read, you might think, yeah, it's done. So just avoid writing long paragraphs. Irrelevant hobbies, because suppose you are applying for some particular position and your hobby, you might have that hobby. It's not obligation that to not have those hobbies, but you should mention what you are mentioning, what you are reflecting through your CV is most important. So always try to avoid this irrelevant hobby. One CV for all application. This is the biggest mistake you can do. One, you should always look when there will be advertisement, or when there is a call for particular application. You should first read that application. You should, in the essential documents, they have mentioned some documents. So first you have to enlist the documents which you have already in your hand. Means you are already sorting the things about that applications. Means you are 50% of your mind is free. Like now, if you have enlisted the things what you have and what you have to prepare, if you categorize things in accordingly, so you can do the you can improve your CV very well in that way. And always try, because suppose some application is about the astrophysics or astro related thing, and you are applying for that thing, and you are mentioning your skill in the chemistry, so this is not relevant. So always read the call, always read the details of that particular call, what requirements are for that particular call, and what your abilities and your skills are matching with those requirements, then go for it. And if your abilities and skills are not matching, but still you cannot uh, but you can do some you can take a turn, or you can just take a like some other way to move your skills in that field. Means like you have done, suppose you in astrophysics you want to do some particular thing, but in that before that you have done some academic things or some research related, you have some research experience, and now you are ready to explore the research in other things, fields. But when if you have some that background of that particular field, so always, as I told, always go for the detailed reading of that particular call, and then go for the then prepare accordingly your CV. And don't use one CV for all the applications. Always check your CV before applying for each application. And what international universities look for you means in your CV. So they look for the clarity, how clear visions you have through your CV, your academic curiosity, your research mindset, your relevant skill to that research mindset, and your growth potential, what you have done. So if these things are covered in CV, means you are a competent, you are a most eligible, or you are in the list of that eligible students at least. So there are some, suppose you are applying for some European universities or European fellowships. Some European university or European fellowships will ask for the Europa CV. These CV formats are already available online. So you can just type on in Google and you will get the format for this. And accordingly, you have to fill the information in that particular template. So you have to write, as I told, you have to write if suppose particular application is asking for the Europa CV. So your Europa CV should be, your template at least should be ready. And when you are applying for this particular position, you have to just fill your information in that particular template. Overleaf and Google Docs, the academic CV template, as we already discussed. So accordingly, you have to shape your CV, or you have to put your CV in these templates. So, if your CV does not describe your past, but it conveys the professor for your future, means that's why CV is playing strong role. As I told, there is no need of higher grade. There is no need to mention what you have done already, or what things you have achieved. Your CV is the one tool, or is the basic tool, or the most powerful tool to convince the professor about yourself. The next topic is about the statement of purpose. Statement of purpose is SOP, means telling your story to the world. So there you are getting chance to tell about yourself, to explore yourself. So SOP, suppose, do you really think that professor wants to read your SOP or your long paragraphs? Of course, he don't want it. But they have to read it, because if they read it, then only they will get an idea, because no one wants to read the long paragraphs, even not me or not you personally also don't want to read this kind of long paragraphs. So but they have to read it, and to make them read, and once they got chance, or once you got chance that your professor is reading your SOP, so professor should think, while reading your SOP, why should I invest my time, my lab space in this student? What different things, what is the different thing he is having from the, suppose he's having the applications of 100 of students, what different this student is having in his SOP than that 99 student? This makes the difference. So that's why your SOP, your statement of purpose, should be effective to be in that field, or to be in the competition. So SOP, first, as I told, we should learn what things we have to avoid. So keep in mind that your SOP is not your essay writing, is not your biography, and it's not something that you are going to impress to the reader with your hi-fi English. This thing is not your SOP. Your SOP is your academic pitch. How you are presenting academically yourself in that one document, within like particular paragraphs, that is your SOP. It's all about your academics. No one wants to know about personal, personal,
हाँ
which
भैया,
kind of person.
मेरा कुछ तो वर्कशॉप चल रहा है तो थोड़ा देर चलेगा,
Sorry.
मैं ध्यान दूंगा, पर अगर थोड़ा हो गया गलती तो मैं काम तो ठीक से करूंगा, सुनाई
I
कम दे
hope
सकता है।
the person will turn off his mic. Sorry. So what is an SOP? SOP is a personal and academic narrative. It explains why this particular research field you want to enter, why this university you want to enter, and why you only, why not others. So when you are able to explain these things in very well, means your SOP is very effective. A good SOP connects three things. You can see your interest, your action to pursue your interest, and what you learn while pursuing your action, means while pursuing your interest. So the amalgamation, the combination of these three things means is the output of a good SOP. So there is a difference between the SOP and a personal statement. So SOP is academic focused, as I told, and a personal statement is about your personal journey, what experience, like what personally you have done in your, it's like more or less related to your job, not to your academics. And research goals, what research and goals you have, you can mention in the SOP. And in personal statement, it's always required for the motivation and values. And SOP is focused on the faculty alignment. And most of the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics programs require the SOP, not the personal statement. So if you are in the stage of this academic journey, so you have to always think about the SOP, and you have to know the difference between the SOP and the personal statement. So the structure of a strong SOP, we will see. So your SOP should be of few paragraphs, and that each paragraph should be with the concise yet effective information. So first paragraph will be the motivation. Why you got motivated for this particular role? When you started interest and how you started interest in this field, in this particular research field. So this is what about the motivation. The next section, next paragraph will about the academic background. Really means for that particular core or for the particular position, what relevant subjects and skills you have. That is about your academic paragraph. Third paragraph will about the research and projects. What research you have done, what research activities and what research project you have done, you can mention in this third paragraph. Fourth paragraph is about the why this university, why you want to go for this university only, why only courses and lab and faculty. This is you are mentioning. If you are answering this question, means that is your fourth paragraph. Fifth paragraph is about the career goals. It should be short term and long term career goals. And the sixth paragraph is about the conclusion, where you are reflecting you as a person, as a confident and ready to contribute person for this particular position or for this particular role. So this sixth paragraph nothing but is nothing but, or answering this sixth question is nothing but your strong SOP. So structure of a strong SOP we'll see in very detail. Just a minute. Okay. So, as I told, paragraph 1 will come about, it will be about motivation, when and how interest start. Why did you choose this field and when did it become serious? That you have to mention in your this first paragraph. Here you should not write like, I wanted to be researcher since my childhood. This looks good or this might be good, but it will not work at all. So you have to avoid this thing, jargoning the things or over exploring or over explaining the things you have to avoid. So the paragraph, what you have to avoid in this first paragraph, this paragraph is not your life story. Of course, it should explain the academic trigger when you are doing your bachelor courses or master courses, when you got interest in this particular topic. Suppose you got interest in chemical sciences, when suppose you have learned that topic during your masters or during your master projects, you have particular paper for that sensing technology, and that time you think about how the materials and their properties are changing according to the application. So this could be a trigger and you are more interested to get into in that. So this could be your academic trigger point for that particular role. And committees want to see the clarity, not the emotion. So these things you should avoid in your first paragraph. So the first paragraph is all about the interest, and means suppose you have an interest in the sensing field. How you got this interest? Because of your academic exposure. What academic exposure? You are having courses aligned with that sensor technology, and that's why you made decision that you want to go in this field. So first section of motivation is amalgamation or is a combination of your interest, and this interest you got from which academic exposure, and that's why you took the decision. So this is how your first paragraph of SOP will be shaped. The second paragraph will be about the academic background, relevant subject and skills. So you prove that you are academic in this paragraph. You are able to prove that you are academically prepared for this program, and that's why you are applying to. So this paragraph answers the questions. When you are answering these questions, mean your one paragraph is ready. What you have studied the papers you for this field, and means suppose as I told, give an example of the sensor technologies. Means you have done some particular papers for this in your masters or bachelors, and that you can mention. Focus on relevant subjects and skills, and this is evidence, not a story. Here you have to mention that suppose I did this project, and during that project I studied these materials and I developed these skills for material. Suppose you are doing some MOF related material synthesis project, so you have to mention that yes, I did work on this metal organic framework synthesis, and for that synthesis techniques, what technique synthesis techniques are there that I have learned, that one of the skill. The characterization techniques I have learned. I learned how to interpret the data. These are the skills that you can mention in this paragraph. So always avoid, I completed my bachelor's degree with good marks and studied many subjects. What subjects? Which master bachelor's degree? what good marks. These are the irrelevant lines you are adding in your SOP. So try to avoid these lines. Means your SOP second paragraph, which is academic background, is about your degree and your key subjects, and you achieved the skills during this work or during this process. This is nothing about the academic background. The third paragraph will come about the research and projects. What you did, what you learned. From in this paragraph, we have to mention. So this paragraph shows whether you are a research-ready student or not. Means if you want to be a researcher, you must, as I told you, must always look for the opportunities from where I can get this opportunity, or from where I can acquire this skill, from where I can get this certification, where I can learn the things, where I can explore the things. Don't, it's not always, suppose you are doing your master projects, you can spend half of the day more, I will tell more than half of, because in master's project, while you are master project, if you are working in a good lab, in laboratory, when you are assisting some PhD students, you always have to use ready to learn from that. No matter if you are just cleaning the vessels and just cleaning the glassware, no matter, but you are learning by in that environment. You are experience, while you are just listening and you are just watching, means you are learning things. When you are just suppose you are just washing your glasswares, but during that time someone is running their experiments, someone is doing adjusting some instruments, so you are looking at that instruments and you are just automatically you are learning. Means try to spend more and more time in that environment, no matter what you are doing, but try to spend more time with the researchers, with the postdoc researcher, PhD researcher. Try always ask them for the task, what I can do next, what I can do next. You have to be curious, and this curiosity will shape your future. This curiosity will give you skills. So this is how this works. Means just by attending the classes and just giving exams, you cannot research is very different thing than the academics. You, for this research, you cannot just read the subjects and answer, just remember that topic and just write down in the your exam. For research, you need patience, you need skills, you need to be different from others, and how you can make this different, that's matter. So in this paragraph, you have to mention about your research and projects and why you are research ready student. That should be reflected from this paragraph. So this is not about the results only, means I got this results, that this is not only about the result, but this is about the process. You prepared these materials, you got, then you analyze that materials, you analyze through these techniques, and you learn those techniques, and from this the final results you learn these things. So this is about that. Even small projects are acceptable if explained well. It's not necessary that you have done very high impact factor journals, you have and you don't have a experience of a PhD thesis writing. It's no need. If you are doing a BSc, MSc, you are already written your project reports. That could be a academic writing experience, that also you can explain. But how you are explaining, that matter. No matter what you are doing, but what matter is how you are explaining, how you are presenting yourself in front of the professors. Presentation is most important than anything else. So always avoid writing the lines like, I completed a project on electrochemical sensor and learned many things. What electrochemical project? What materials you have used? What techniques you have used? What many things you have learned? This is just a jargon. So avoid these kind of, as I told, be specific and be concise. So the third paragraph will be about research projects, where you are talking about the problems you have observed and your role to tackle those problems, and the techniques which you are used for overcome this problem. Like you have prepared some material, or you have first problem, suppose you wanted to work on the sensors, and for the sensing application of the sensor, you have prepared some materials, and which techniques you have used for the preparation, for the analysis of this material, and what you have learned. This is the process of, this is the structure of your third paragraph. The next section will be about the fourth paragraph, is why this university. So why this university is like, why the courses, labs, you have to mention about what courses are there in that university, what labs, what the labs are working on, what is their expertise of that particular lab, the faculty, that particular faculty is working on what particular topic, which is of your interest, in which topic you have already did some small work, but now you want to explore it. That's why you want to go to that lab. Always avoid. So you have to mention here why are you a good fit for this university? So solid base for this paragraph will be the committee already knows that university is good. Like sometimes you might think that, yeah, this university is having good ranking, this university is paying good for the student, this university is having more facilities for to the student. But what about your interest? Why you got interest in that one? It should be aligned with your academic, your research profile, and the profile of that particular university. So it is a base why you are giving, you are mentioning yourself, how you are suitable for that, why you choose that university, and they want to know why it is good for you. If you don't have any skill related to the topics they are having or the subjects they are having, and but still you want to go, but for them it's not a good fit, for them that could be the point to reject you. So the paragraph shows about the preparation and seriousness about yourself. So, as I told, the weak example you should avoid is the university has a high ranking and excellent faculty, which motivates me to apply for this position. This is the mess. You are just because they know their university is good, they know their faculty is good, but why you want to? That is the they know about that. What they don't know, that you have to explain them about yourself and the relation between you and the university for having that particular point, which is joining you both together. So the fourth paragraph will be about the coursework with the course which you are going to learn over there, lab faculty and research period. Suppose you have having particular interest in some electrochemical or electrocatalysis technique, and you go through the university website, go through the research in every university website. And, there is a section research. In that research section, you can find the research team, and for that particular research team, you can find the subjects or the topics they are working, or the materials or the applications they are working on that particular direction. So you can suppose this is Professor XYZ, he is working on the electrocatalysis, and I already did some work in the electrochemistry, I did electrochemical sensing now, and I want to move to forward for the electrocatalysis, and this particular course is related to my interest. This lab or this faculty is particularly working in this area, they are expert in this area. So this is how your research will fit with their research. So this is how you can convince about in your fourth paragraph that why you are choosing the particular university or the particular professor. Paragraph 5 is about the career goals. It should be short-term career goals and the long-term career goals. So where you are giving, are you going to, after this degree, means what you are doing after having your PhD, and why does this program matters for you, that you have to mention in this paragraph. So here you can explain in these ways, like goals must be realistic and academic. You cannot say that I just want to get a degree, so I will get paid higher in my next job. So this is a wrong example. So you have to mention, it should be realistic. Like, I gained these skills or this experience I got from this university. Now I want to explore it in another field or in another era. So I want to go. So after completing this course, I will do this one, or I will explore these things in a broad manner. So this is how you can explain. No fixed job promises, you should mention, and show progression, not the ambition alone. Means you are showing progress, means I have learned these things here, and now I want to, in my next career goals, I want to explore these things. So this is how you can convince the university or the selection committee. So the weak example, as I told, after completing this program, I want to get a good job and be successful in my life. You should not mention like this. It means you have done here. You have no ambition. You have no, you don't want any progress in your life. Now you just got a job and you will get settled. So this is not, you should mention in your fifth paragraph. That is the career goals. It should be ongoing. You are always ready to learn, ready to achieve the things, or ready to take experience. That's what you have to mention. So this paragraph is the combination of the short-term goal, long-term goal, and role of this degree in your upcoming, in your achievement, or in your goals. How this degree will play important role to go towards the next step, towards the next achievement, that you can mention in this paragraph. And paragraph 6 is about the conclusion, where you have to reflect yourself as a confident, ready to do ready to work, and you are ready to contribute. This should be reflection of your you as a person, you as a researcher in this sixth paragraph, in the conclusion paragraph. So this paragraph leaves the final impression on the committee. So this is your final chance to tell the committee that, yes, I am prepared, I am motivated, I am ready to contribute to the field. That's why I am applying for this position and I have these skills, as we already mentioned in few paragraphs previously. So the weak example you should avoid in this. I hope you will consider my application and give me a chance. This means you are hopeless. You are just doing something. Means you have here your confidence is not reflecting. You should be more confident that yes, I have this experience. That's why I am sure that if you have anything to discuss, further discussion with me, you can discuss, or we can have online meetings, or we can have offline meetings that you can mention. So end your SOP like a professional. It should be confident. You should reflect yourself as a confident person. You are prepared and a forward looking. So this is means if you are doing all these things together, if you are answering these questions which I mentioned in each slide, means you are going to build a very good CV and a very good SOP. So simple rule in your SOP, there should be no apology, no begging, only confidence should be reflect in your SOP. So the last section is about the preparation. You are fit, why you are fit for that particular role, and your contribution towards that field, what you have already done, that you have already explained. But in the sixth paragraph you just have that, yes, I did work in this and now I am ready to explore the this particular field in further. So this is how, this is your you are ready to contribute, you already have experience, means you are fit for that particular position. And preparation means you are already preparing for the advanced application of that particular field. So this is how it explains. So common SOP mistakes that we should avoid while preparing your SOP, like copy pasting SOP. One SOP for like as one CV for all applications. So avoid the same thing here also, copy pasting SOP. Suppose there are different applications, some applications for the some different particular topic, and you are applying the copy pasting the same SOP. Means suppose you some applications are about the catalysis and you are talking about the analytical chemistry. So this is how you should avoid. You have to, as I told, always read the application requirements, what exactly you want, what they are expecting from you, because in every application there should be what they are expecting from the student or expecting from the applicant. So you are you have to try to read those each and everything, and how you have to think that how you are fit for those those responsibilities. So avoid writing emotional life stories like I need money, that's why I want to go abroad, and I have to help my family, that's why I want to go abroad. This thing you have to, you should not mention your SOP. Praising the university too much, as I told, mentioning the financial problems of yours, and poor grammar. As I told, you have to always read your SOP twice or thrice and give it to read this SOP to your friends, your colleagues, your guide, your professor, whoever you think that this person can give you the correct advice. So what admission committee look in your SOP? Like clarity of purpose, how clearly you are mentioning your purpose. Your academic maturity means what, how experience in your how what experience you have gained during your academics for this particular role. Research readiness, how you are ready to contribute according to your experience. Communication skills means from SOP also they will you are able to impressed by your communication, means you are communicating with your CV and SOP. As I told, they don't know personally about you, they are judging you according to your papers, according to your CV, according to your SOP, what they have in their hand. That is nothing but your communication. So that, and other than that, your personal communication, like how you are communicating, how you are writing the emails, how you are responding the emails, how you are presenting yourself in the meetings, online meeting. That is how your communication skill will also play important role. And fit with the program, as I told, how this program is very um, convenient, how this program fit with your studies or your academics. This is what the admission committee look for in your SOPs. So SOP length and style. So typically it should, as I told, there should not be the bunch of paragraphs and bunch of lines, pages. So it should be typically 5 to 1000 words, formal but personal tone, It should simple and clear English. Always avoid just copy pasting from the chat GPT, because chat GPT will give you hi-fi English. While you are reading, you will yourself will get impressed. Yeah, what a good paragraph has written this chat GPT for me. But are you able to understand that paragraph? If you are not understand, how others would be? So your English should be simple and clear, no jargon overload, and fit with the program. As I told, that is most important thing. Fit with the program. What if that for that particular program, what skills, what education, what courses you have already done, and how these courses and this experience is going to you are going to use for this particular program. This is not nothing but the fit with the program. So strong closing line, your SOP should be I am confident that this program will equip me to contribute meaningfully to the research and society. This is how you can close your paragraph. And your CV gets you notice, the role of CV and your SOP. Your CV will get you notice. Professor will notice, yes, this is the student whose CV I can at least read, and your SOP gets you selected. So these are the most important. Both the documents are playing important role in your academic careers and your academic goals or your dreams. So the next topic is about the documents required for an international scholarship. I will try to finish it early as possible. Let's see. You are got rejected from the committee because not because you are bad. Why you are good? Because your documents, not you, but your documents. The one missing document in your application will ruin, or it will, if you have like it you have excellent grade, but missing document will punish you. It will the reason that you are getting rejected. So documentation is a very important part. So group of documents, before applying or before any application, you have to categorize your documents in, you have, instead of purchasing a mobile, I would suggest purchase a small laptop where you can build your academic in that one laptop. So in that, there you have your personal space where you can explore and where you can keep yourself in a very good manner, in a very prepared manner. Means whenever there is a call, you can already prepared, you have these documents in this folder, in that folder. So you have to categorize your documents in academic, personal, financial. Sometimes some scholarship or some calls will ask for your bank detail, so not bank detail, but the bank statements and the supporting documents. So these 4 sections you have to do today only, that you are going to make 4 folders. One should be academic, one should have the personal documents, third will about the financial, and fourth with the supporting documents which are asked for this, that particular call. So core documents, as we told, curriculum vitae, your CV, personal statement of purpose, your SOP, your academic transcripts, official. Uh, while you are thinking that you want to go for abroad, you want to explore the world, or you want to go for the international fellowship, you have to try. You have to, first step is you have to take your uh, uh, transcripts, because university provides you these transcripts. So first thing, when you completed your BSc, apply for the transcript. When you completed masters, soon after the once you have results, you should apply for the transcript. So these documents are mandatory. They will not the universities or the people will not ask for your mark memos, the results. They will ask for the transcript. So transcript is a very essential document. Without that, you cannot apply for them. And the degree certificates. So, letter of recommendations, as I told, usually 2 or 3 letters or 1 or 2 letters accordingly from professors or research supervisors. Professors and research supervisors means under whom you have did your research activities, like your master project, your bachelor projects. From that professor also you can take the letter of recommendation. And I will give you a tip, like choose referees who know your work, not your designation. Okay, means as if you are choosing a research supervisor or your professor who knows that, yeah, this is a good student, he has done these activities, he has done this work. So this is how you so that he can have words about you, so he can explain well about you. That's why you have to choose the professor who knows you well from your work. So standardized test scores, if required, suppose English proficiency, IELTS, TOEFL, academic tests like GRE, some programs, there are some programs. If you have I think there as are already discussed in their previous lecture. You might have heard that these exams are not nowadays are not that much compulsory. Identification document, your passport. As before preparing your CV, I would say you should prepare your passport. So passport, and while you are applying, the passport should valid at least 6 to 12 months. National ID, and the financial documents like income certificate, bank statement, or tax returns. These documents are not asked for the PhD students or master students, but in some cases, when you are applying for postdoc, it might ask or may not be. So you should be prepared. So the next supporting document, these documents are not necessary always, but it will be helpful, like certificates. As I told, certificates, awards and training, it will reflect your skills, it will reflect your experience that you are already in this field. The research proposals, like PhD research proposal, you should be ready with your proposal. Means like you should have idea that what you want to do. If not this, then what do? Your research proposal should be ready. Your publications, if you have any, as I told, is not need to go for the very high impact factor journals. If you have even prepared, published your paper in some national conference, international conference, that also you can mention in this experience later. And a portfolio, like this is not for the research student. So common document mistake, you should avoid uploading the wrong files. That is the biggest mistake. Always twice check, or multiple time you have to check which document you are uploading. Once you upload it, download that document, check it, and then confirm it. Okay. Then the unclear scan, while you are scanning your document, scan with the in a very good quality. If you are already scanned document and there is no, it's not clear what degree you are having, what is your name, what is how, these things may create difficulties. So always go for the good scan qualities. Wrong file names, always keep your file name, as I mentioned, is where fake certificates and missing signatures. Always look whether at the end of the document, the application form, is there need of your signature. If yes, then just check it. So these are the things you have to check before doing. How to organize documents? This is a very simple and very convenient way. When you have your own space or your own laptop, you should mention one folder name for the scholarship documents. And in that scholarship document, there will be subfolders like CV, SOP, transcript, and the other documents, letter of recommendations, or like this. And use file names. This why I'm telling all this basic thing. I know you already have done, some might have already know these things, but for those who are not ready, and these things, when you have clear vision, suppose you have a CV, your name, and when you are uploading some documents, and that document is in the number of documents are there, and you have to find your CV. So this, to avoid this last time trouble, always be specific. Create specific folders, subfolders, add that particular document in that particular folder, give the name of your, for the CV, the SOP as an other, like for SOP, scholarship name, and this you can do. So this is how you can name your files to sort out. Some scholarship may ask for the leadership essays, community service proof, medical certificates, language. Some university or some countries might ask for the medical certificates. Means like, so some countries might ask for the tuberculosis test. So you have to go for that test and provide a certificate that yes, this is a negative test. So that's why I told you, you have to read the guidelines while applying, before applying that particular call. And language exemption letters, and always read guidelines carefully. This is more, before approaching towards the application, your first job is to read the guidelines carefully. So talent gets you eligible, but your documents will get you funded. Once you funded, means you have no worries to work about your goals, to work on your goals. So only eligible is not essential nowadays. You have to also got funded. You also got scholarship. You should get scholarship. That is the most important thing. So in this way, I will stop and my come to the end. And thank you for listening this lecture very carefully. And all the very best for all the aspirants who are ready to explore the world, who are ready to go for the new experiences. So thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
So, any questions? I think we have two questions in the chat box.
Okay.
So, one question from Arti Logaonkar, ma'am. For
Mhm.
fresher students, how to write CV? They have limited information. She's saying that.
Freshers means like just completed masters or because in your masters also in bachelors also you can if you don't have much research experience, as I told, you can go through the research activities through your projects. You can attend the conferences, you can attend the workshop, you can attend the research schools. Yeah, there are many things, but you have to be alert what you can do or how you can contribute to this field. No matter, it's not always necessary, as I told, your grades should be good or you should have very high impact factor journal publications, these things. So if you are just entering in the field, some basic things you have to be prepared. You have to ready that, you have to make yourself ready, or you have to make yourself that why you are different than the others. So this is your responsibility, how you are going to enhance your skills and how you are reflecting to different than the others.
Okay. I combine two more questions. One question is that,
Okay.
ma'am, can we add poster presentation as an experience if they have given any? And
Yes,
one
it
question is
should be
that is it better to include ongoing projects or only completed work in a PhD CV?
okay. First question I will first answer about the poster presentation.
Poster
Yes,
presentation.
you are presenting papers or posters in the conferences, means you have already done some research work and you have experience to present your research. So that also you can include in your CV with, as I told, with the particular title and what things you have done. If you follow this style, yes, of course, you can add that also. For the second question was about, sorry, sir, what was it?
PhD. Ongoing work can be shared as a
Yeah. You
experience
can
in.
make sections in your CV that work completed and ongoing work. But as I told, it should be not very long paragraphs, lengthy paragraphs. You should mention, like suppose you have done already done work in some particular material synthesis and some application, and now you are going on some particular different kind of material. So you can mention that this is work done already, and this is now currently you are working on in this field. You are engaged already in this field. That will reflect that thing.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. So I think one question is something like, is it compulsory to postile your document from Purva Suroshe?
That's why I told you, like you have to read the need of that application, guidelines of application. Some countries might ask for the apostille, some might not ask. So always reading an application is the first step to be ready for your application. So always read for the guidelines. And it is
Okay.
better to your documents get apostille in already. So whenever you need, you can just apply for you can use those documents.
Okay. Ma'am, last question. Are there differences in SOP expectations between the Europe, the US, and the Marie Curie type programs, fellowships,
There
something?
is no difference between this. Is, as I told, SOP is about your story, is about
Yes.
your experience in the academics, your skills, your knowledge. So, and suppose there are, as I told, there might be some differences. But it's all about your academic traveling. It's all about your academic career. There should be not differences. How you are accordingly that particular application for that particular call for the how you are exploring your skills for that particular call. This is how you can prepare your SOP. This, as I told, you should not use the one SOP for the all applications. You have to read the particular call, what requirement is having that call, and how your skills are getting balanced with that particular call. Accordingly, you can prepare your SOP. So there is no particular format or for these different calls. Is this call should go for this SOP? It's not like that. It's all about the field which you are choosing.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. I think there are more questions. Ma'am, I request you to kindly share your email ID so that
Okay.
students and participants can ask questions. So I
Okay,
am
no
here for the
problem.
vote of thanks. So dear participants, esteemed dignitaries and faculty members, it gives me great pleasure to thank Dr. Megha Deshmukh ma'am, our distinguished resource person, on behalf of the organizing committee and our college. We sincerely appreciate you, ma'am, for conducting thought-provoking and enlightening discussion. Your deep scholarly knowledge, extensive exposure to foreign research, and lucidity of thought have greatly improved the caliber of this program. Your sharing of research experience, international chances, and helpful advice was incredibly motivating. We should especially like to thank you for your insightful advice on creating strong academic resumes, crafting powerful statement of purposes, methodically handling scholarship and fellowship paperwork. Our students and research scholars now have a clear roadmap for their future academic and research goals, and thanks to your useful insights on foreign applications, research fellowships, and financing opportunities. As you said, your CV does not describe your past, it convinces them of your future. Your mentorship oriented approach, combined with your achievements as a Mary Sklodowska Curie Action Fellow and internationally published researcher, has left a lasting impression on all the participants. As you said in the session of SOP, statement of purpose, telling your story to the world. You have also mentioned how to structure strong SOP, and you have taglines like your CV gets you noticed, but your SOP gets you selected. Thank you, ma'am. We are extremely
Thank you, sir.
grateful to you, ma'am, for spending your valuable time and for empowering our students with knowledge that goes far beyond the classroom. Once again,
Thank
thank
you,
you very
sir.
much, Dr. Megha Deshmukh, ma'am, for your invaluable contribution and for making today's program truly meaningful and memorable. Thank you, ma'am.
All the best to the all students, and I will share my email address with you, and so they can ask whatever questions they might have. So thank you so much
Yes.
for giving me chance, sir. Have a nice day
Thank you,
to
ma'am.
all.
Thank
Yeah, bye.
same to you, ma'am. Thank you. Okay. Now, moving ahead with the last session of today's international e-workshop on foreign scholarship opportunity, I invite Mr. Avinash Ghadge for to introduce our last speaker, Dr. Balaji Gautam Ghule.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Avinash Ghadge, sir.
I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. It is a great pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Balaji Gule, who will be addressing us in this session. We are especially proud to mention that the Dr. Balaji Gule is a distinguished alumni of our institute. Dr. Balaji Gule completed his BSc in 2010 from Science College Nanded and his MSc in Physics in 2012 from Ferguson College, Pune. He earned his MPhil in 2018 and PhD in Physics in 2021 from the School of Physical Sciences, Swami Ramanand Tirth, Marathwada University, Nanded, where his doctoral research focused on the material synthesis and gas sensor applications. He carried out postdoctoral research at UNIST Ulsan, South Korea from 2022 to 2025 and was awarded the In-Core Fellowship in 2025. He has recently been awarded the prestigious Mary Scott Fellowship, MSCAPF, and will be the joining University College Cork, Ireland for February 2026. From February 2026. His postdoctoral research primarily focused on DFT-based computational studies for green hydrogen production. We are confident that his expert guidance will be highly beneficial and inspiring for all the participants. Thank you.
Balaji sir.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Avinash Gadge sir, for the introduction. And it is my privilege to be here on this uh, like uh, international workshop for this foreign scholarships. And I did my BSc from Science College, so I feel like very privileged to present my experience and my some insights on these foreign postdoctoral fellowships. I would like to share my screen right now. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. First of all, I thank Dr. Vijay for inviting me for this particular workshop on the International Workshop on Foreign Scholarship Opportunities 2026. And I'll be discussing these opportunities for postdoctoral research and international careers. I hope you guys hear me loud. So this talk is for like the final year PhD scholars who are like about to submit their PhD thesis and who have already submitted their PhD thesis and who are already completed their PhD and working as assistant professor somewhere and who are like aspiring the postdoctoral position abroad. So, what is the goal? To understand the top foreign postdoctoral fellowships. Particularly, we know there are several postdoctoral positions or fellowships in India, but particularly we are discussing about the foreign postdoctoral positions. So, I'm going to discuss a few because we don't have much time to discuss every possible postdoctoral fellowships available abroad. So, in this, again, how we'll learn how you prepare, but actually we cannot discuss every possible fellowship, how to write the proposal, and how you can get like a positive result in one talk. So I will just discuss a brief idea how you should do it and how you should avoid common mistakes. Now, why a postdoctoral fellowship? So why there is need of this postdoctoral fellowship? So some people can consider this as just a job. So once you complete your PhD, so generally what people they seek a job. Okay, I need something to earn, I need money. So, but actually, I think it is not just a job. It is like very important considering your future or your career. So whatever career you are choosing, you are considering the academic position or you are considering the research career. So postdoc is an important step and it will also gives you the scientific independence, so you will explore your scientific ideas and particularly you can do whatever you likes and definitely international exposure. Now what is the advantage? The advantage is like faculty positions. So once you have a good like a flagship postdoctoral fellowship, it is easy to get a faculty position or you can join industry, do R&D research over there. Or again, you can use that particular postdoctoral fellowship for future grants. Now, the postdoc funding models actually, uh, there are two global funding models available. So one is like project-based postdoc. So when I completed my PhD from Nanded University, so as soon as I completed my PhD, I got my postdoc position. But that postdoc position was not from a particular fellowship. It was like project funded. So there was one, uh, I'm so sorry, recruitment notice on the university website. So there is a particular project, and on that project, they are recruiting the postdoctoral position. So in that particular project-based postdoc, the topic is particularly defined by the principal investigator or the professor of that university or that department. And therefore, the topic is defined already, so there is no flexibility. So you have to be stick to that particular research topic and do the research. And you don't have particularly the security for that postdoc position. So if you do better, the professor can like gives you extension on that project. If it is like 5 years project, so next year professor can give you an extension to work on that project. So particularly these project-based postdocs are not that much secure. So there is this other model of the postdoc funding is fellowship-based postdoc position. So what is the difference? The difference is it is your idea plus the hosting institution and the host professor support. It is like a synergy between you and your host professor and the host institution. It is highly independent, so you have full independence to choose your area of research, do whatever you want to do, and enhance your career in that particular field. And also, these fellowships are prestigious and, of course, they are very much competitive. So that's why in this particular talk, we are discussing about the fellowship-based postdocs. So these fellowships build your research identity, not just your CV. Different foreign postdoctoral positions, fellowships available. So we can discuss one by one. So considering the Europe, we have this particularly Marie Curie Fellowship, so which is fully funded and it requires high mobility condition and it has independence and open to all nationalities. Next one is for UK, so it is particularly funded by United Kingdom and Newton International Fellowship, and you can apply for this fellowship also. If you're considering to go Germany, as Professor Sachin Pachwale sir already discussed about the Germany and a little bit more about that. So you can consider the Alexander von Humboldt Fellowship also as your postdoctoral research career. Considering Japan, you can apply for the Society for Promotion of Science, the JSPS postdoctoral fellowship. And Korea, for South Korea, you can consider this Brainpool postdoctoral fellowship, which is funded by the National Research Foundation of Korea. So I'll discuss one by one. So first, let us go through the Marie Curie postdoctoral fellowship, which is the most prestigious postdoctoral fellowship. Just give me a sec, please. Yeah. Okay. So why MSc APF is special? So we can consider. So there are different points we have. So to consider this postdoctoral fellowship, it is fully funded. It has a salary, good salary, actually healthy salary you will receive. The research expenses also you will get, and the mobility allowances also provided by the European Commission. So overall, the funding is healthy comparing all the fellowships. Open to all nationalities, so anyone can apply for this. And strong focus on the research excellence, training and skills, and career development. So once you are awarded with this Marie Curie fellowship, so you will have many door open for your career, and it is highly recognized worldwide. So what is the general eligibility criteria? So excuse me, yeah. So you should have your PhD completed or near to the completion, but you have to check the eligibility criteria before you apply for the fellowship. So once you decide your host and your host institution, so your professor will ask you to contact some research office and check the eligibility criteria that you can apply for this fellowship or not.
you should have research experience less than or equal to 8 years. So in continuous. So if we have a gap of 2 years between that, 8 years, so then the 2 years can be considered as a research experience. There is a mobility rule, so you cannot apply from the same European country in the uh, same European country for the MSCA fellowship. So you have to apply for some other country. And it is not mandatory, the strong publication record, even if you have 2-3 papers, even also in that case also you can get the MSCA PF. So we have many examples like that. But the reality is it is highly competitive, but can be achievable with planning. So your proposal should be like impactful. So what areas the MSCA provides funding? So we have mathematics, we have physics, chemistry, life sciences, social sciences and humanities, economic sciences, information science and engineering, and environment and geosciences. So it is like providing funding to near about most of the streams. So you can apply for the Marie Curie Fellowship. But I suggest you always go through the official call document when you are considering application for MSCA PF. So you can go to the MSCA website and see the next call. It is this year, it will start in April. Now there are two MSCA routes available. So this is very important since like it is not it is very competitive. So I consider I should tell you there are two MSCA routes available for your first postdoc position or experience. As you have some experience in the postdoctoral research, you can choose two different routes. One is like the individual fellowship, so it is like fully you are the like principal investigator. The proposal is yours, work is yours, only there is a host guiding you. So here what you have to do, just apply with a host, you design the project, fellowship awarded to you. So it means completely yours. Second is like MSCA co-fund. So it is a program. So in Europe, so many countries, they have like this co-fund program available. So in here in this program, the institution, they host together with a network like this MSCA, the European Commission and the institution, they have a synergy for this particular program. So multiple fellows can be selected per call. So one institute can like give advertisement, okay, we are looking for candidate for MSCA co-fund program as a postdoc, and this is the particular theme of the program. So both are fully funded and highly prestigious. So there is like nothing, okay, this one is not prestigious, this one is prestigious, nothing like that. Both are fully funded and highly prestigious fellowships. What is the MSCA PF evaluation criteria? So both have the same evaluation criteria, no difference. So like the evaluation criteria is defined by the excellence of your proposal, the impact of your proposal, and the implementation of the proposal. So how your proposal is excellent considering the research quality, novelty, and the training activity. Impact, how this Marie Curie Fellowship will give an impact to your career and how it will develop your future career and your future like what you can say your future plans, and how you are going to disseminate the work and outreach activity. Implementation, how are you going to work this project throughout the duration of your fellowship. So that work plan is also very much important. How is the host environment? This is also one of the main important point to be considered in the Marie Curie proposal. And finally, the risk management, how you are going to manage the risk which are like which will be there when you are doing your research work as a MSCA fellow. So considering this point, there will be like total score. So every year the percentage, the final cutoff is around 90. So this cutoff will change depending on the stream you are selecting. Like for physics, for mathematics, for chemistry, the cutoff will be different. So every year the cutoff little bit changes, but not much. But always you need to be above 90%. Then only there is a chance of getting the individual fellowship. Now, common mistakes. So generally people, they do these mistakes, and that's why they don't get awarded with this MSc individual fellowship. So ignoring impact section. So most of the people, they focus on their like research quality and what the project they're going to do as a MSc fellow, but they don't consider the impact section. So you have to be very careful with the impact section also. And you should like ask your host to give complete full commitment that he will support you throughout the fellowship. This is also a very important point. Over ambitious project, this is also one of the mistakes. So you can say like my this research will do like this, like over ambitious things. So you have to be very careful. The project should be like realistic, it should be like happening. And you should better explain your career development plan. Impact is as important as science, so that's why impact is like 30% score means like it is very important. What is MSc co-fund? I will explain right now. So MSc co-fund programs, like co-funded by the postdoctoral programs, like co-funded postdoctoral programs by the universities in the Europe. Different institutes and national agencies also take part in this program. So these are fixed teams. So like I can show you one example. So university postdoc programs and national fellowship scheme supported by MSCA. These are the examples. You can see the Physics for Future Fellowship program by Czech Republic. So every year they post ad for this particular MSCA co-fund program. So they will give you a 2-year contract similar to the MSCA co-fund, some salary and support through some like mobility allowance, family allowance, education allowance, and international and interdisciplinary working opportunities, everything they similar to MSCA PF. Now this is the recent call, it is going on right now. So if you are interested, you can go to the MSCA co-fund website and you can find this call and you can apply for this particular MSCA co-fund 2026 call. I'm not talking about this, talking about this. So there are different like countries and institutions, they are participating in this call. The deadline is 8 April 2026. So you can still contact about this. So this application to MSCA equipment can be submitted at any time. So the MSCA will start in April and the end of the proposal submission is like around September every year. So from April to September. So by using this co-fund, you can write a proposal and you can apply for both MSCA individual and co-fund together. So co-fund characteristics very important. It is also competitive but high success rate. So even if you have a score less than like a 90, you can get it. So even the students with 80%, they also get the Marie Curie co-fund fellowship. So doing like a first postdoc, international postdoc, MSCA co-fund is a good opportunity for everyone who have just completed their PhD and who are just interested to join MSCA PF. So in this case, you will get training and mentoring because it is a co-fund. So it is planned like that. You will be trained, you will be mentored. And there is possibility of multiple host and mobility. So depending upon the theme, it changes. Less proposal lighting than MSCA PF. So here, you don't have to write much considering the individual fellowship. So you can convert like if you are applying for the individual fellowship and you get score around 85, and if that institution has the co-fund program, so considering your individual fellowship score, they will consider your CV for the co-fund, and they will consider you as MSCA co-fund fellow. Now, ideal for the first international postdoc. So if you are fresh PhD candidate, or even if you are like assistant professor in some university, some college, still you can apply for the MSCA PF co-fund. And researchers seeking guided like career development. So if you are a fresh candidate, it is a good opportunity. Proposal writing. So focus on fit with program. So there is particularly a theme available by particular university.
PhD साठी यार त्याच्यावर ह्यांच्याकडे
Motivation and potential. Less technical depth required. Okay, so you don't have to do much about that. And timeline calls vary. So with every year, you will get this call available, and multiple intakes per year. So much easy. Which one should you choose? So this is very much important. So it is hard to decide which one should I try first. So choose MSCA PF, so individual, if like you have a strong independent idea. So consider that first. If you have a strong independent idea and if you think it is much realistic, not over ambitious, then go for the individual fellowship. You should have a clear long-term academic goals. So you have to explain that in your career development plan. And it is not that mandatory strong publication record, but I feel you should have few strong publication. Choose co-fund if you want structured training. So like you're applying for a fresh postdoc or 2-3 years early research, you can consider open to thematic programs, right? So if you are open to any themed program, then choose co-fund. Applying for first postdoc abroad, like these things. Proposal writing, considering these two. So for individual fellowship, you have to write full proposal, considering impact, the excellence, and the implementation. You have to write all those things. Your host, like your professor, will help you with this, but it totally depends on the behavior of your host, your professor. If he's like very busy person, so he will tell you that, okay, write everything. I will check the proposal once you end it. So it is the case you have to consider. Next, you need to be very strong in the narration. So it is also an important point. You should make a good story. You have to explain everything in a very short, like 2 pages, 3 pages. You have to explain everything. Like you should be very good in the narrative writing. Next is the high reviewer expectation. So you have to be like aware of this thing, because in MSCA PF reviewers are highly expecting novelty and the concept which is very useful for the human society, because Marie Curie fellowship is particularly focused on the advantage of money you are getting and what you are giving back to the European Commission in response to that money. So in co-fund, focus on fit with program, motivation and potential, and less technical depth required. So much easy is co-fund. But I suggest you should apply for both in parallel. So co-fund as well as individual, if you apply together, it's a better chance to get this year particular result, a positive result, I can say. So next I'm going to talk about the Brain Pool Fellowship. So here I'm not going to talk about how you should write your proposal, because it requires much longer time to explain everything. So I'm just giving you what kind of fellowships are available and how you can apply. So this is also one of the prestigious fellowship in South Korea. It is called Brain Pool Fellowship. This is also like very easy to avail, but The thing is, you have to be if you are applying for a brain pool fellowship program, you should be employed somewhere. So if you are doing some postdoc position in India, so then only you can apply. And if you are currently on the verge of submitting your PhD thesis, you cannot apply for this program. So you should be working at the time of application. This is the main important point to be considered for brain pool fellowship program. So this is hosted by universities and national labs. So there are top 10 universities you can consider in South Korea to apply for this brain pool fellowship program. So what are the key features? So salary is very good salary, and in Korea, so I spent like 4 years in Korea. So I know Korea is much cheaper considering other countries like Europe and UK, much cheaper. The living cost of living is also very less. So the salary, you can save much more money in with this brain pool fellowship. And research funding support. So apart from your salary, you get good money for your research funding. And there is a flexible duration also, so you can flexible with your date of joining. And it depends if you want to do some collaboration with the industry in your proposal, you can consider that. If you don't want, you can neglect that point. So who should apply? So PhD holders with strong publication record. Yeah, of course, if you are going to apply for the brain pool fellowship, you should have at least like two plus 10 impact factor papers. Then it is very easy to get this fellowship. Researchers interested in advanced materials, energy, AI, semiconductors, engineering, and applied sciences. So these are particular fields they are looking for the brain pool fellowship program. So what is the advantage? So easier entry into Korea, high-tech research ecosystem. So you can go with some other fellowships in Korea. So, but if you go under some project funded postdoc positions, the salary is not that high. So still the salary is very good, but considering the brain pool fellowship, salary is very high. So you can enjoy the quality time in Korea and your research also. So how the application model works? So you don't have to do much. The application will be submitted by Korean host. Your Korean professor will submit that proposal on your behalf, and it is like joint responsibility. So parallelly, the proposal will be written in Korean. You have to write that proposal in English on your side, and once it is done, you can just send that proposal to your Korean professor. He will translate that English version into Korean version, and he will submit it on your behalf. So that's why I said the host is very important in case of this brain pool fellowship program. The evaluation focus particularly on candidates expertise. So how are you doing in that particular area in past few years, if you are doing, and is that work aligns with your Korean host and Korean R&D priorities? This is also an important point. The host research capability is also an important point. If you are applying to assistant professor for brain pool fellowship, so there are very less chances that you get awarded with this brain pool fellowship, but in few cases you might get if he has a very strong record. Now what are the target candidates? So this is also same who can apply. So this is the mobility rule. You can consider the residing PhD holders, the PhD holders residing overseas at the time of application. So from Korea, you cannot apply for this particular fellowship. You have to be outside of Korea. So this is the main point, and all fields of science and technology. So this is the overview. You can see the project scale and funding. So there are different type, Brain Pool and Brain Pool Plus. This is like for experienced researchers because the time is like 10 years, 4+6. So we are talking about this, particularly the individual type, not the institution type. So individual type, the quota is like every year they have around 144 projects, or sometimes the number of projects reduced to 90 or increased to 150 or 200. So every year it changes. And this year call will be published next month, February. So if you are interested in that, you can check the Korean National Research Foundation website continuously next month so that you can apply for this Brainpool Fellowship. The funding scale is around 350 million per year. So this is a very huge money. So you will get salary around like 3 to 4 lakhs per month in Indian rupees. And the duration is like 1 to 3 years. So 24 months also. So it depends when you get selected. So this is also you need to consider. So individual PI identifies and invites overseas scientists. So you can do like this also. So means if you have a connection with some Korean professor, you can ask him to, okay, I'm interested in this Brainpool Fellowship program. So could you please help me with this application process? So it is very important to have a strong host commitment because host will do everything for you. And personal connection, as I said, if you know any professor from Korea, so it is very helpful. The strategic value and when to choose Brainpool. So this is very important point. So why choose Brainpool? So easier entry, as I consider, compared to the MSCA PF or Humboldt is very much competitive. Excellent for first international postdoc. Strong exposure to these advanced materials, energy technologies, semiconductors, AI, engineering fields, as I discussed earlier, and best for like researchers interested in Asia-based research careers, those aiming to collaborate with Korean industry. So there is one point like I need to tell you guys, if you do your PhD in Korea, so if you join as a PhD student in Korea and somehow within 2 years, if you are able to speak Korean, so after completion of your PhD, it is very easy to get job in Korea. So once you have your PhD in your hand, you will be placed in a Korean company like Samsung, LG, Kia, Hyundai. You will get an easy job. So this is very important. So Korean industry, they are much like they have a good synergy between the academics and industries. So if you get this brain pool, so you can have a long-term position in Korea. So follow fellowships, like then you can apply for MSCA, Humboldt, JSPS, and you can do research in industry also. So what you should avoid while writing the proposal. So you should consider the strong host involvement. So you should align like your research idea with the Korea's current R&D priorities. If you don't do that, it is like a big mistake. Overly theoretical focus. So don't try to be more theoretical. So you have to be like very specific with your experience and particular outcomes. Unclear role of the fellow. So it should be very important. What is your role? You have to mention. And similar to the MSCA, or ambitious and vague work plan. So it should be realistic. Sorry. So Brainpool Fellowship is not just a fellowship, it's an entry point into Korea's high-tech research ecosystem. So once you are there, then you don't like feel to come back from Korea. Next, I will discuss a little bit about the Alexander von Humboldt Fellowship, which is very competitive, and this fellowship is like it's like a tag, like like Marie Curie. So once you are a Humboldt fellow, you are a Humboldt fellow forever. So they will recognize you for any grant if you are applying in future. So what is this fellowship? It is the most prestigious postdoctoral fellowship worldwide, funded by German government and administered by this Alexander von Humboldt Foundation, and supports independent postdoctoral research in Germany, particularly for Germany. So what is the philosophy? So fund people, not projects. So their idea is to produce leaders in science and research. Long-term academic collaboration. So once you are a Humboldt fellow, you will just complete your project and go somewhere, join as an assistant professor or some scientist. So they will be in contact with you and do some joint research, everything. So like this is their philosophy of the Humboldt Fellowship. Strong trust and researcher independence. So they focus on your trustworthy research and independence or independent ideas. Sorry. Promote academic freedom, support research excellence, and build lifelong global scientific networks. So, as I said, it is not just a fellowship, it is a lifelong academic network. So, what are the specifications of the fellowship? So, even if it is not that high as compared to the Marie Curie salary, it is like a prestigious fellowship, as they are going to provide you some insurance and everything, because Marie Curie depends country to country, the insurance things and other things. The mobility allowance they will pay you, they will give you some subsidy towards the cost of medical and liability insurance, and lump sum of travel expenses and initial subsidy. So these things are also there. So duration is like from 6 to 12 months, similar to brain pool, and flexible schedule. You can like split your fellowship. Like if you are assistant professor and you're applying for this Alexander von Humboldt fellowship, so like depending upon your condition, you can choose the joining period, and in between you can stop and come back again and complete the research. What are the additional benefits? You will be able to learn German language. So once you got this fellowship, so they will notify you to first 2 months just learn German and try to be familiar with the German people. Networking events and workshops. So different networking events they will arrange, and the workshops, and long-term collaborating funding they will also consider. So these alumni remain eligible for Humboldt grants for lifetime, as I said. What is eligibility and application process? So who can apply? So PhD completed within last 4 years for postdoc category, and for like more than 4 years you can like apply as a experienced researcher position in Humboldt fellowship. Strong publication record, this is very important. Your publication should be very strong. Independent research proposal should be like independent and trustworthy and like realistic. German host required. Application model, so it is like rolling, you can apply anytime. So throughout the year it is open, just find the host and convince him to accept your proposal and accept hosting your fellowship. Individual application, so candidate driven completely, you have to write down everything. So no thematic restrictions, so whatever you can write. Evaluation criteria, so academic excellence of the candidate, so it is also very important how your academic record is there. And quality and originality of the research plan, this is also important, like similar to the MSCA. Host expertise and environment, this is also an important point, similar to the MSCA. And what is your like long-term research potential? So like after doing this Humboldt fellowship, you are going to join as assistant professor in some institution, and nothing to do with the research. In that case, very less chances to get awarded with this Humboldt fellowship. So what are the mistakes commonly people do while applying for the Humboldt fellowship? So weak independence signal, so you are not showing that you are going to be independent independent research proposal you are writing, and this research proposal you are writing is the extension of your PhD work. So don't do that. So in case of MSc APF also, I suggest when you write a proposal, you should not extend your PhD work as your postdoctoral research. So like in my case also, I did my PhD from experiment and gas sensors, and after that I switched to density functional theory applications. So completely different domain. It will take some time, but it it is like more beneficial. Generic research idea. So your idea should be original and scientific. Uh, Clarity should be there. Poor host endorsement. So endorsement is a like important point. The host letter is a brief and non-committal, right? So this is also an important point. Unclear long-term vision. You have to be very clear with your future research, a long-term research plan, so that they can have a good relation with you for like throughout your research career. Or emphasis on methodology. So if you are not why the idea matters, you are not explaining these things like not enough. So this is not considered good for the Humboldt Fellowship. So as I said, a strong host endorsement is critical for the success of your Humboldt Fellowship. You can go to through this website and find out more about the Humboldt Fellowship, which is rolling every year. I'll talk a little bit about the JSPS postdoctoral fellowship program. So it is also like a flagship postdoctoral fellowship program. So funded by Japanese Society of Promotion for the Promotion of Sciences, and support international postdoctoral researchers, promotes long-term Japan international research collaboration. What is the objective? Advance high-quality fundamental and applied research and foster the global scientific exchange. JSpace emphasizes research depth and scientific originality. You can go to this website and know more about the JSpace Fellowship Program. Funding, duration, and research environment. So, similar to the other fellowships, you will get a monthly stipend, but here, in most of the cases, your stipend is tax-free. So, if you go to the Germany, if you go to some other European country with Marie Curie, so you will be taxed too much. So you get a little bit less salary. But in Japan, if you go, the salary is like in some cases, or you will be taxed, but most of the cases your salary will be tax free. In Korea also, the tax is not that high, around 10% you have to pay in Korea, or 8 to 10%. In addition to monthly stipend, you get some research allowance, travel and relocation support, health insurance coverage. So duration is similar, like short and standard. So you can choose any of the two. So as Japan research quality is high, so you'll get world-class universities and national institutes, strong culture of the precision, discipline, long-term collaboration. But I suggest if you are like considering applying for the JSPS, you should be ready to learn the Japanese. So excellent support for material science, physics, chemistry, and engineering. So natural sciences and applied sciences, the JSPS, they focus mainly on. Eligibility and application process. So PhD awarded or very close to the completion is eligible to apply. Strong research background, non-Japanese researchers, and Japanese host supervisor is compulsory. So joint application with the Japanese host, similar to Brainpool, the MSCA, the Humboldt. Host submits application to JSPS, similar to Brainpool. The Japanese host will submit the application. You don't have to submit, but in case of Marie Curie, you have to submit on your behalf. So only you have to submit. No one can submit on your behalf. So it is highly competitive and peer review process. So what is the focus of evaluation? What the scientific excellence, feasibility and originality of research plan, host research capability, potential for long-term collaboration. So when to choose the JSPS? Why choose JSPS? So deep focus on research quality, strong global reputation, long-term Japan international collaboration. You can just continue with that. Excellent stepping stone to permanent positions in Japan. Because there is one more fellowship in Japan available. It is called ICYS fellowship. So you can apply for that too, because it's like long-term fellowship program. Best for research interested in fundamental science, precision-driven research, long-term academic careers. So what is the impact on your career? So you can further consider applying for MSc PF, Humboldt Fellowship and faculty positions in Asia and Europe. So what are the mistakes? So you need a strong Japanese host commitment. If it is not strong, it is like a negative point. Over-ambitious proposal, it should be realistic and should be completed within 1 or 2 years as specified in your proposal. Ignoring Japanese research culture, you should not ignore the culture. Too general research plan, it should be very specific. Heavy CV, like as explained by Dr. Megha Deshmukh, your CV should be very specific, and your publication list and vision should be very much like visible in the proposal. So JSPs is ideal for researchers who value depth, rigor, and long-term collaboration. So finally, I'm going to talk about this Newton International Postdoctoral Fellowship. This is also one of the prestigious postdoctoral fellowship supported by United Kingdom, the Royal Society of United Kingdom. So what is this fellowship? So UK-based postdoctoral fellowship funded by British Academy, Royal Society, and Academy of Medical Sciences. So supports early career international researchers. So even if you have completed your PhD just now, you are eligible to apply. Designed to build long-term UK international research collaboration. So develop future research leaders and strengthen the international scientific partnership with United Kingdom. So recently the call is open now. So the deadline is 11 March 2026. You can apply for this, but first of all, you have to find a host for this particular fellowship if you are interested in. You can go through this website and read more about the Newton International Postdoctoral Fellowship. So these Newton fellowships are about building long-term research relationships with UK. This is the important point. Funding, duration, and research environment. So financial support, it is like very competitive, similar to MSCA. They will give you a very strong salary, healthy salary, considering the UK living standards. Research expenses, in addition to that salary, you will get some research allowances. Travel and relocation support, family allowances, schooling fees, everything they will provide. So duration is typically 2 years, full time. You have to do your research in full time. So research environment is like leading UK universities like Imperial College London or some other research institute. Strong emphasis on the research excellence, independence, and career development. So excellent exposure to UK funding culture and grant writing. This is the highlight for this Newton International Fellowship Program. What is the eligibility and application process? Who can apply if you're like PhD awarded, like recently you are awarded, you are eligible, or up to 7 years after the award of your PhD, you are eligible. Particularly for non-UK nationals, strong research publication is a must. UK host institution is required. So joint application with UK host, similar to the MSCA. Competitive peer review, very strong peer review evaluation is there, and discipline specific panels. So there are similar to MSCA, discipline specific review panels. The focus of evaluation is particularly on the quality of the applicant, scientific excellence of the proposal, host environment and mentoring plans, and long-term collaboration potential. So host mentoring plan is critical for the success. This is important. If you are considering applying for this, please consider this point, and please read the call when you are considering applying for this particular fellowship. So when to choose Newton? So strong prestige in UK academia. So if you get any postdoctoral fellowship in UK, Europe, like you get a very strong CV, and it is very easy for you to get adopted in Indian institutions or get dissolved in the Indian institutions. It is a gateway to permanent UK academic positions also. So you can find a UK academic position as assistant professor in United Kingdom and Europe also. Excellent stepping stone for ERC, UCRI, and MSCA. So once you get this Newton Fellowship, you can apply for the Marie Curie Fellowship in further, or you can apply for the Early Research Career Grant, ERC grant. This is also an important fellowship, but this is like long-term fellowship, and you will be working as assistant professor under the ERC fellowship. Best for researchers aiming for UK faculty and research positions, leadership role in international collaborations. What is the impact? Sorry. It will strengthen your CV for MSc, PF, Humboldt, ERC, and permanent academic roles in UK. What are the common mistakes? So similar to like the MSc, PF, and other fellowship I have mentioned earlier, the mentoring plan is an important point. Short-term thinking, so you should be very clear with your research idea and further plan after completion of your fellowship. Generic impact statement, so impact statement should be like relative to the global impact. Proposal too technical, so you have to be careful with your career development. Poor alignment with UK host trends. So your research proposal should be well aligned with your UK host. If you're applying like particularly the like hydrogen production and something, and your UK host works in the kind of spectroscopy things, then this fellowship will result in a failure. So this Newton Fellowship don't just fund research, they build your future career in UK or in Europe. So I would like to acknowledge and special thank to Dr. Lakshman Shinde sir, the principal in your Science College Nanded, Dr. Avinash Kadge, HOD Department of Physics and Electronics, NS Science College Nanded, and Dr. Vijay Kiran Narwade, coordinator of this international workshop for the Foreign Scholarships and Opportunities 2026, who is Assistant Professor in Department of Physics and Electronics, NS Science College Nanded. Thank you for your listening, and any questions, please ask.
Thank you, sir, for such a nice this particular topic we have discussed here. Now we are having some of the like a couple of questions here.
Yeah.
That particularly this question that MSc, that is Marie Curie fellowship, postdoctoral fellowship deadline for the application. That one of the participants, she asked about the deadlines. Yes, you have gone through those. Means some of the slides there. You have mentioned that deadlines.
Yes. Let me check that question. Okay, MSCPF deadline for application, sir. So every year Marie Curie actually, the call opens in April and the deadline is in September the same year. So if you are considering applying this year, so the call will open in April 2026 and deadline will be in September 2026.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
This is Dr. Priyanka. So my question is like, how within how many years we have to complete the PhD for Marie Curie postdoctoral fellowship?
Yeah, there is no such limitation that you have to complete your PhD in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. So there is no limitation on that. Only the limitation is after your PhD, the complete research experience should not be more than 8 years.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
And another question is right now I'm applying postdoc in India. So can I apply simultaneously international postdoc, or how can I explain to them, like that's my question for
Uh,
research experience.
so currently you completed, like recently you completed your
I
PhD.
mean, 2020 I have completed my PhD and right now working as an associate professor. And
Okay.
again, I have applied for IIT Bombay, postdoc,
Okay.
about to join.
Okay.
So I would like to go for international exposure for a postdoctoral fellowship. So how can I explain to them currently working, or shall I explain to them what in what way? Suppose if I get select.
Yeah, so you should speak whatever the truth is. So if you are applying for brain pool program, let us consider for example. So for brain pool fellowship, you have to be currently working. So
Yes, sir.
on that basis, your salary will be decided in brain pool fellowship. So you have to provide your last 3 months salary slip when you apply for the brain pool.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you so much, sir.
yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, Balaji sir, now still we are having some of the questions.
Okay.
That, from your experience, what do successful Marie Curie fellow applicant usually do differently during their PhD?
I suppose there is nothing to do with your PhD work because I did my PhD in gas sensor application and material synthesis, and my Marie Curie fellowship is totally different field. So my Marie Curie project is based on the seawater splitting. So there is no relation between my uh, PhD work and MSc work.
Workshop. Mic चालू करा मैं बोलतो.
Then, like,
हाँ?
can
चालू sir.
we apply international? Yeah, this one also is we are having question that can we apply international postdoc while we are doing postdoc in India simultaneously?
Yeah, you can apply, no problem. So if you get that position, you can quit this position and join the new postdoc.
Sir, good evening. This side Umesh. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir, I'm going to submit my PhD thesis to SPPU, Pune University, and I'm going to apply for the postdoc. Is there any opportunity for banking and finance sector as well? And the degree awarded by the SPPU is creditable or is it recognized as international level?
Yeah, SPPU is like recognized globally, so no problem with that. And if you're doing your PhD in banking sector, means you comes under the economic sciences, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, so you can choose particular postdoctoral fellowships available in that area, and you can apply.
Acha, and what is the age limit for the postdoc? Is there any age limit?
In most of the fellowships, there are no age limits. Yeah.
Acha. And as you said, the experience, I have a government experience of 5 years working on a government project. So is that experience is validated or is it valid for the postdoc?
Yes, of course, it is validated. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
You
sir.
can, you
Okay,
can
sir.
write that. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Balaji sir, for this nice session. Now we are moving towards the vote of thanks for this particular session.
Okay.
I request Dr. Sanjay Chavan sir to express his vote of thanks.
I'm audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Good evening to all. Myself, Dr. S.P. Chavan, Assistant Professor, Department of Fisheries Science, NUS Science College, Nanded. It is my proud privilege to propose the vote of thanks for today's inspiring program. And the utmost outset, on the behalf of the institution and the organizing committee, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Balaji Dule sir for delivering and enlightening the inspiring lecture on postdoctoral fellowship and global research careers. Sir, your talk provides our student and young researcher with a clear roadmap towards building a successful international research career. Your valuable insights on postdoctoral opportunities, global funding agencies, researching network, and academic excellence have truly motivated our participants to aspire
beyond the boundaries. The clarity and the practical guidance you share will be undoubtedly help them inform decisions about their future in research. Once again, we express our deep sense of gratitude to Dr. Balaji Vile sir for sparing his valuable time and enriching us with his experience and his vision. Thank you, sir. Thank you to all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now, moving to the last session, it is vote of thanks for the entire session. Now, I request the coordinator of IEWFSO 2026, Dr. Vijaykaran Narwade sir, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. On the behalf of Nanded Education Society, Science College Nanded, and the whole organizing committee of the IEWFSO, that is International E-Workshop on Foreign Scholarship Opportunity 2026, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who contributed to the particularly successful organization of this particular event. First of all, I express our sincere thanks to our distinguished chief guest, CA Dr. Praveen Patil sir, Vice President, Nanded Education Society, for his gracious presence, valuable words of encouragement and continuous support towards the particularly this type of like a student-centric initiatives. We are truly honored as he shared his word of wisdom with every one of us. We are also express our great gratitude to our respected keynote speakers, Professor Pradeep Pasphule sir, Mr. Raju Kendre sir, although he did not deliver his talk with us, but he definitely his whatever the guidance, definitely he will share with our whatever the participants we are having. Definitely he is with us throughout the upcoming sessions too. Dr. Megha Deshmukh ma'am and Dr. especially this for this nice particular this section, Dr. Balaji Ghule sir, for sharing their knowledge, experiences and guidance regarding international fellowships, global higher education and research prospects. Their insights have definitely empowered and inspired our students and participants. Our sincere gratitude to leadership of the Nanded Education Society's President, Honorable Dr. Venkatesh D. Kabde sir, Secretary Sau Shamal Patki ma'am, and Honorable Joint Secretary Mr. Praful Agrawal sir, for their constant motivation and support in promoting academic excellence and global exposure. We are extremely grateful to our respected principal, Professor Lakshman Shinde sir, for his continuous guidance, encouragement, and freedom to conduct such meaningful academic programs for the benefits of the student. His vision has been instrumental behind this type of like a workshop. Also, I'm gratitude to Vice Principal Professor Aruna Shukla ma'am, Mr. Eknath Khillare sir, Professor Avinash Shinde sir. Special thanks to Dr. Vishal Marathi sir, Dr. Prashant Sutkar sir, Professor Preeta Borkar ma'am, Dr. Kiran Shilewar sir, for helping and supporting such type of like event. We also extend our special thanks to Mr. Avinash Ghadge sir, Head Department of Physics and Electronics, for his valuable support, encouragement and involvement in making this workshop successful. His cooperation has been truly appreciated. I also put forward the gratitude to Srikant Dulewad sir, Sri Rohit Gavit sir, Dr. Sanjay Chavan sir, Yogesh Ramasane sir, Kartik Jadhav sir, Sri Sachin Patil sir, and Sri Ganesh Ghatole sir. I also thanks all faculty members, non-teaching staff, and the technical team, student volunteer, and the entire organizing committee for their sincere coordination and hard work behind this success. Most importantly, I thank all the participants from all across the India and abroad, as we are having some of the participants from abroad too, for their enthusiastic participation, interactive questions, and the positive response. Your involvement gives us the purpose to such initiative and encourages us to continue creating more learning opportunities. Before we conclude, I request all participants to kindly submit the feedback form shared in our that of the WhatsApp group. Your feedback is valuable for improving future editions, and we will be glad to issue e-certificate to those who submit the feedback form within the time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You, sir. No.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Balaji, sir. Thank you.
बोलिए सर सारंगी वाट बघायला
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
हा तर आम्ही सगळं हिशोब केला सगळं केलं 5.5 जास्त होते आता काय करणार त्यातलं 5,000 पाठव 5,000 पाठवलं आणि वर म्हणतात
सर एंड करू का
हो सर करा.